T-Bird Nation, it's game time. You're listening to Southern Utah University Athletics on Thunder 91.1 FM. Catch every moment online at kslsports.com, plus live streams on YouTube and X. Wherever you are, stay locked in with SUU Thunderbird Athletics. Go T-Birds!
Welcome everyone to Richmond, Kentucky at Roy Kidd Stadium here on campus of Eastern Kentucky as the Thunderbirds of Southern Utah look to add to their 3-game win streak against the Colonels here this afternoon. Welcome everyone. Dallin Richards here with you guys in the Levitt Group and Auto Owners radio booth presented by Intermountain Health, and the game sponsor today being Southern Utah Professional Sales, as Southern Utah and Thunderbirds look to add to that 3-game win streak as we mentioned here against an Eastern Kentucky team that's coming off maybe their most complete win of the season last week. Their first road win on the road at Central Arkansas, 34-14. Tied their season high in points on offense. One of the best defensive performances of the year as well for the Colonels. On the other side, the Thunderbirds, red hot so far in the last half of the season since the bye week. Another big win at home against a ranked Austin Peay school where Thunderbirds led for the majority of that one in the 33-17 win over the Governors. Also in that win streak, the home win against another ranked team in Abilene Christian and down in St. George against Utah Tech. But the Thunderbirds have a lot of momentum. Both teams, though, looking to get to 5-5 on the season. Southern Utah looks to stay alive in the UAC conference title race. As we're in today's pregame show, brought to you by Kabuto Sushi and Ramen Bar. Stop in before or after the game for fresh sushi, savory ramen, and unbeatable student specials Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Kabuto, proud to fuel SU game day. And the Thunderbirds, to get a hold of that, or to continue on their winning streak and get that to 4 here in Kentucky today, they'll have some keys to the game brought to you by Thunder 91.1, the SU radio station. For the Thunderbirds and head coach Delane Fitzgerald, he always says the only goal of each game is to score one more point than the opponent. But how do they do that? They have to get Josh Dye going early in this one. Had 111 rushing yards in the second half a week ago against the Governors, but was held to 44 rushing yards in the first half. Southern Utah has to get one of the top rushers in the country going early behind that big offensive line and play with the same physicality that they have the last 3 weeks. On the defensive side, it starts with stopping the run, as always for Southern Utah. It's been a struggle at times this year, but if they can stop the run and force the Colonels into a pass-only offense, things get much more difficult for the Colonels in the back end for Southern Utah on the secondary, where they've been able to create those turnovers led by Mikey Allen. As we'll take a break here, you're listening to SU Thunderbird football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. More SU football after this break.
Clark & Linford Jewelers has been a staple on Main Street in downtown Cedar City since the 1970s. Cedar has grown a lot since then, but we are still your hometown jeweler. Our commitment to our customers remains the same, to help you find pieces you will love for years to come. Whether you're looking for an engagement ring, wedding band, or fashion piece, we'd love the opportunity to help you find your piece. Find us at 83 North Main Street in Cedar City and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Clark & Linford Jewelers, still your hometown jeweler, where SUU gets engaged.
Bullock strives to be the very best in serving you in Cedar City, offering fashion, decor, and kids items, as well as a fun old-fashioned soda fountain and pharmacy. We are a place where you can come enjoy unique shopping, a fun atmosphere, and quality service from all of our 4 stores on Main Street. Bring the family, grab a treat, and find that perfect gift. Enjoy your shopping experience with us, Bullock's, 91 North Main in historic downtown Cedar City.
Kabuto's, St. George's #1 sushi and ramen bar. Student specials available Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Make sure and give them a follow on social media at Kabuto Utah for weekly giveaways and local events.
Welcome back to Roy Kidd Stadium, where Southern Utah looks to add to that 3-game win streak against Eastern Kentucky and the Colonels. Dallin Richards bringing today's Southern Utah football from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance booth. And for the Thunderbirds here today, as we get you set for kickoff, need to find a way to control the game from start to finish. Delaney Fitzgerald has always talked about getting off to a fast start and not allowing the other team to get out ahead early, having to play from behind. Last week, the Southern Utah offense got off to that hot start, struggled a bit at times on the defensive end in the first half before the Thunderbirds defense took over in the second half, and it was the offensive struggles outside of Josh Dye, but the Thunderbirds did enough offensively to hold on for the 33-17 win over the Governors last week. Looking over on the other side for the Colonels of Eastern Kentucky, we talked about last week being their most complete game of the season. A 34-14 win on the road against the Bears of Central Arkansas, who Southern Utah will see back at Eccles Coliseum next Saturday. But it was the best performance to date for quarterback Miles Burkett, his best as a Colonel after leaving Albany a year ago. The transfer started at Wisconsin before going to Albany for a few years, now finds his way here in Richmond at Eastern Kentucky. He threw for over 200 yards for the first time this season last week, 3 touchdowns, did still have the 1 interception, but he led the way and is a dual threat, will kill you with his legs as well if given the opportunity. Had 61 yards rushing last week, and he won't blow you away and get those big chunk runs, but he'll take off when the defense lets him and pick up those key first downs with his legs. The rushing attack is a 2-headed monster led by returning leading rusher from a year ago, Braden Latham and Brady Hensley. Both were over 70 yards rushing a week ago for the Colonels in a game where they had 209 yards passing, 209 yards rushing on the road. But it's the defense of the Colonels that has allowed them to get to 4-5, 2-3 in conference play. Colonels defensively, one of the best teams in the nation in forcing turnovers. Thunderbird offense will need to hold on to the ball, not only just not throw interceptions, but the Colonels great at punching the ball out and forcing fumbles. Last week, the EKU defense forced 3 turnovers against the Bears, all 3 of them interceptions, as they are led in the defensive backfield by Jaheim Ward, the safety, and out at the corner spot with Vito Tisdale Jr. Had an interception last week, leads the team in interceptions with 4. Had 2 earlier this year in the season opener at Louisville, including a pick 6, and the Colonels lost 51-17. Tisdale, the name to watch in the defensive backfield for EKU, as he is their ball hawk in forcing turnovers. And now looking back with Southern Utah, last week we talked about the offense getting off to that fast start in the first half against the Governors. Bronson Barron lights out in the first half, had 180 yards passing all in the first half, and his 2 leading targets, Shane Carr and Gabe Nunez, as they combined for 10 receptions, 144 yards, all of that coming in the first half as well. But it was Josh Dye in the second half, the ground and pound for Southern Utah, that kept them out of danger against Austin Peay in the second half. 111 of Dye's 155 rushing yards came in the second half a week ago, as we've seen from Josh Dye all season, as he inches closer and is eyeing all of those records from Targhee Lamson a year ago. We'll step aside for the national anthem and come back. You're listening to SU Thunderbird Football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner from Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance Broadcast Booth, presented by Intermountain Health. More SU football after this.
Chrysalis is looking for people who want to make a difference by joining their team of direct support professionals. Team members provide supported living services and become mentors, coaches, and friends, make lasting memories, participate in fun activities, and help individuals reach their goals and become more independent. Chrysalis offers competitive pay and flexible schedules. More information and the online application are available at chrysalis.care. That's chrysalis.care.
Hermes Drive-In has served Cedar City and our visitors for more than 45 years. With a diverse menu and affordable prices, Hermes hopes you'll come back again and again for their burgers, Navajo tacos, fries, house-made fry sauce, and more. Located just north of the City Park on Main Street, Hermes also offers shakes, soft drinks, and a weekly special. All roads lead to Hermes Drive-In, a proud sponsor of our local youth activities and athletes.
This is Adam from Levitt Group Insurance. Thank you, SUU, for allowing us to be a part of this great community. We are honored to be your exclusive insurance sponsors and wish all our athletes the best this year. Levitt Group Insurance, proudly representing Auto Owners Insurance, will provide you with great rates for all your insurance needs. For more information or to get a quote, please visit us at levitt.com/SUU. From all of us at Levitt Group Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance, thanks for the opportunity to serve you.
Since 1956, Les Olson IT has been behind the scenes, powering the people and businesses that make Utah thrive. 10 years ago, we expanded into IT and became Utah's trusted managed service provider, rooted in reliability, powered by innovation. Les Olson IT, celebrating 10 years of keeping Utah connected. Les Olson IT, providing solutions that empower your business.
Les Olson IT.
Welcome back to Roy Kidd Stadium on the campus of Eastern Kentucky, where Southern Utah looks for a road conference win over the Colonels. Down Richards bringing today's game, everybody, and a big one for Southern Utah is not only they look to add to that 3-game win streak, but look to stay alive in the UAC conference race. Now that looks a little more open than it did after or before last week when Tarleton fell on the road at Abilene Christian. Week ago, Southern Utah sitting at 3rd in the UAC now at 3-2 behind Tarleton and Abilene, each with just one conference loss apiece, though Southern Utah with the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Wildcats of Abilene Christian. Eastern Kentucky on the other side comes in at 6th in the conference, 2-3, 4-5 overall, but a great home team for the Colonels, where they have only faced one loss, and that was to the Texans of Tarleton State a couple weeks ago. 31-7 was the loss in that one, but a good home team, and Dwayne Fitzgerald has got his team ready to come in on the road against this Colonels team and the crowd as they're funneling in to Roy Kidd Stadium as well. Looking here with the Thunderbirds, though, it all starts with Josh Dye. We talked about it, 600 yards away from tying Targhee Lamson's rushing yards in a season record that was set a year ago. Coming into today, Dye at 1,322 rushing yards, 19 rushing touchdowns, leads all of Division I football for the Southern Utah running back, 4 away from tying the SU rushing touchdown record in a season. But for the Thunderbirds, they have to get the whole offense going, not just the rushing attack. Bronson Barron needs to get back into a rhythm like he was in the first half last week against Abilene Christian. Find ways to get Shane Carr, Gabe Nunez the ball in open field and let them make those plays for the Thunderbirds to take the pressure off of the offensive line and Josh Dye open up those rushing lanes a bit more. On the other side, we've talked about the Colonels, and they're great at forcing turnovers defensively, but looking at just their other stats on the season rather, will give up rushing yards at about 200 rushing yards per game allowed. That's the forcing the fumbles and holding teams to field goals once they get into the red zone. One of the best red zone defenses in the country. So a bend but don't break attitude for this Colonel defense. Here is what Southern Utah is up against. As we continue to get set for kickoff here in the Kabuto pregame show. Clark and Linford Jewelers has also been a part of downtown Cedar City since the 1970s. Our commitment to you remains the same. Quality jewelry, quality pricing, great customer service. Clark and Linford Jewelers in Cedar City. Still your hometown jeweler where SUU gets engaged. For the Thunderbirds, as they look to be engaged from start to finish in this one, it's all about the start for the Thunderbirds. Finding a way to get out to an early lead and hold on to that lead, let the rushing attack take over and wear the Colonel defense down in the second half, as we've seen from time and time again. The Thunderbirds defensively, if you're just looking at the stats, it would look like Eastern Kentucky is not a great team on offense, but they've picked it up over the last few weeks. A 34-point outing a week ago on the road against Central Arkansas tied their season high for points, total yards, and passing touchdowns at 3. But on the year, just 19 points per game for the Colonels. About 200 yards passing, about 200 yards rushing per game, as it's a balanced attack for the Colonels. As we talked about the two-headed monster in the backfield for the Colonels at running back, both Braden Latham and Brady Hensley, over 400 yards rushing on the season apiece. And then you have the threat of Miles Burkett, the redshirt junior quarterback, running as well on those quarterback scrambles. On the receiving end, they are led by reigning UAC Offensive Player of the Week in Marcus Calwise Jr., the sophomore, coming off a career-high 106 yards receiving a week ago and 3 receiving touchdowns on the road last week against Central Arkansas, where the offense for EKU was going from start to finish. Southern Utah needs to pack in, stop the run first, but also they cannot lose sight of Marcus Calwise on the outside. Number 3 in maroon today will be a big moment or big spot for Southern Utah to circle on the field and not lose as he runs down for the EKU offense. As we get you closer and closer to kickoff, we'll step aside for another commercial break. You're listening to SU Thunderbird Football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. More SU football after this.
What can you find at Mountain Lighting? A great selection of light fixtures and ceiling fans from top names in lighting like Visual Comfort, Savoy House, Kitchler, and many more. And with our price match guarantee, you can rest assured you'll not only find great quality, but great value as well. Looking for home decor items and accessories? Yeah, we've got all that. From furniture to wall decor, including paintings, mirrors, clocks. We've got pillows and other unique home decor items. So come to Mountain Lighting for all your lighting and home decor needs.
Back everyone to the Levitt Group and Auto Owner Insurance radio booth, presented by Intermountain Health, sponsored by SUU Professional Sales. Dallin Richards bringing you today's Southern Utah football as they take on Eastern Kentucky here from Richmond, Kentucky at Roy Kidd Stadium. Southern Utah will receive first to start the game. Eastern Kentucky won the toss and defers. So it's the Southern Utah offense out on the field first here today as we get you set for kickoff. Southern Utah in the road white uniforms, white pants with the new red helmets. Eastern Kentucky on the other side in all maroon with white numbers today. As Southern Utah and their offense come out first here today, averaging just under 35 points a game on the season. The Thunderbirds will receive from the south end zone going north here in the first quarter. As Braden Whistler out back deep to receive along with Rand Sawyer. Here for the Thunderbirds, each standing at about the 5-yard line on either hash as they await the kick from David Orr and the Colonels of Eastern Kentucky. Orr gets the go-ahead from the officials, and with that, Southern Utah football is underway. Kickoff is caught at the 11-yard line by Whistler. Left hash goes all the way to the right hash, cuts up at the 20, and brought down at about the 22. That's where Southern Utah and this offense will take over here to start this game. Ball will be on the right hash. They mark Whistler down at the 22. A return of about 11 yards on the opening kickoff. Thunderbird offense is out and led by quarterback Bronson Barron, lining up in the gun. Josh Dye to his left. Nunez and Shane Carr, the two receivers to the left of the formation. Barron takes the shotgun snap, hands off to Dye on first down. Torpedoes his way through this line of scrimmage and falls down just shy of the 26-yard line, a gain of about 4, second down and 6. Josh Dye constantly falls forward on his runs, just like on that last play there, fighting for those extra yards, and that's what wears opposing defenses down as you get later into a ball game. Second and 6, ball at the 26 for Southern Utah, and Barron in the gun. Dye on his right hip, trips to the right of the formation as well. Ball on the right hash. Low snap controlled by Barron. Barron keeps it, throws out late in the flat. It's got a first down and more, crossing the 45 and approaching midfield is the tight end Hayden George on the reception. On the RPO there, Barron with a late pull out of the stomach of Josh Dye, and it's a Southern Utah first down at midfield. 13:55 to go here, opening quarter. Southern Utah offense with their first down of the afternoon. And they have it 1st and 10 from midfield. Ball stays right hash. Two backs in the backfield with Barron, who motions Dye far right side. Barron looking to throw on first down. Steps up in the pocket, throws across the middle, has Nunez. Diving catch past the 35-yard line at the 33. Gabe Nunez, his first reception of the game is for 17 yards. And Bronson Barron 2 for 2 early on the day. First and 10 for Southern Utah. Ball just inside the left hash. Barron in the gun. Dye on his right hip. Nico Alifaliula on his left. Two receivers to the far right side of the field. Barron takes the snap, hands to Dye. Dye gets all the way to the outside going right, crosses the 30-20, chased down from behind, but not before another first down. The Southern Utah offense in the red zone for the first time today, 1st and 10 from the 18. 12:35 to play, opening quarter. Southern Utah on the first drive of the ball game looking for points. 1st and 10, 18. Ball on the right hash for Southern Utah as they break the huddle. Barron in the gun. Alifaliula and Dye to his right. It's a play action. Barron goes for the wheel route, incomplete. Overshot his man as Alifaliula is looking for a flag to no appeal from the officials. It's 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 from the 18 for the Thunderbirds. Ball at the 18, 12-17 to go, opening quarter. Thunderbirds on the first drive of the game, looking for points. Josh Dye in the backfield with Barron in the gun on his left hip. 2 receivers to the left, tight end to the right. Barron hands off to Dye, trying to get to the outside down the right side. Spins past a tackler, but is met at the line of scrimmage and hit into the Southern Utah bench. It'll be 3rd and long for the Thunderbirds, their first 3rd down of the afternoon. They give Josh Dye a yard on the play to the 17. As Braden Whistler checks in for Dye at running back. 11:50 to play now in the opening quarter. Southern Utah looking for the first points of the afternoon. 3rd and 9. Ball right hash for Barron in the gun. Trips to his left. Nunez, the inside receiver. Whistler on his right hip. Whistler motions out of the backfield to the left side. Barron looks to throw, but Whistle stops the play. And I don't see a flag on the field. It's a delay game against Southern Utah. So 3rd and 9 turns to 3rd and 14 from the 22. Southern Utah can get a first down at about the 8-yard line. 3rd and long for the Thunderbirds. First 3rd down of the day is 3rd and 14. Whistler on the left hip of Barron in the gun. Trips to the left as well. Ball right hash. Barron looking to throw. Throws across the middle to his tight end. Tries to break a tackle but can't. It's Hayden George. Brought down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Southern Utah held to a field goal attempt here on their opening drive. 4th and long. It will be Jaden Rogers to kick this field goal. 39-yard attempt from the left hash. Snap is good, hold is down. The kick from Rogers is up and through the uprights for 3. Southern Utah takes the 3-0 lead, 10:33 to play here in the first quarter as we get set for the Southern Utah defense coming up after this. We'll take a commercial break as you're listening to SU Thunderbird football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. More SU football after this.
When you're ready to sell your home, doesn't it make sense to hire a seasoned professional? I'm Jennifer Davis from ERA Realty Center. With my 25 years of experience, I can see around the corner for problems or opportunities that a less experienced agent may miss. And my extensive list of buyers will mean a shorter time on the market and more dollars for you at closing. For a free consultation, call me at 586-9775 or go to buyincedar.com. I'm Jennifer Davis. Put my experience to work for you.
Just like your favorite team brings the action, Pioneer Floor Coverings brings it home. With winning floors for every style and budget, we've got the game changers. Carpet for comfort, LVP for durability, hardwood for that all-star look. Locally owned and trusted across Southern Utah, Pioneer Floor Coverings delivers championship service at unbeatable prices. Swing by our showrooms in Cedar City or St. George, or score big now at pioneerfloor.com. Pioneer Floor Coverings, bring home the win!
Welcome back, everybody, to Roy Kidd Stadium on the campus of Eastern Kentucky. Southern Utah went 8 plays for 56 yards, ending in a Jaden Rogers 39-yard field goal on the opening drive to take the 3-0 lead over Eastern Kentucky. Hungry for a deal? Head to Cafe Sabor in Cedar City and grab their Thursday special. A smothered burrito with a drink for just $8. Daily specials all week long, delicious food and friendly service. Cafe Sabor, located right here in Cedar City. Stop by today. Thunderbirds got off to a strong start on offense before stalling there in the red zone, being held to 3 points, but a 3-0 lead, 10:33 to play in the opening quarter as Southern Utah and Danny King, the UAC Special Teams Player of the Week, after a career-long and second longest field goal in SU history at 52 yards a week ago against Austin Peay, is set to kick. Is TJ Mitchell standing back deep to receive the kick for the Colonels as they look to go on offense for the first time today. Kick from King goes through the back of the end zone for a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25 for Eastern Kentucky as Southern Utah welcomes their defense to the field for the first time here this afternoon. Group that's improved mightily since the bye week. They're struggling through the first half of the season, holding their last 3 opponents to all 24 points or less. Now it's the Colonels' turn to take on the Thunderbird defense, and they'll start with Miles Burkett in the gun. 2 receivers and a tight end to the left, ball on the left hash for the Colonels as they motion Latham over to the left as well. Handoff up the middle, breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, bounces outside to the left. He's across midfield before being chased out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line. A big run to start for the Colonels. And it's a first down for the Colonels as they look to go hurry up. They say Latham stepped out at the 43-yard line. That's where Eastern Kentucky has it 1st and 10. Ball on the left hash still. 2 receivers on either side. And a flag comes out. A false start coming against the Colonels. Against the offensive line of the Colonels. Hunter Goalie makes it 1st and 15 from the 48. Latham in the backfield with Burkett for Eastern Kentucky on the left hip of Burkett. 2 receivers either side, ball left hash. Now Latham motions back in the pistol. Handoff up the middle, chase down from behind for a gain of maybe a yard. The Southern Utah defense ready for the rush that time, and it was a great pursuit from behind for Henry Harper, coming off his 1.5 sack performance last week and a forced fumble. Makes it 2nd and 13 from the 46. 9:20 to play opening quarter. Southern Utah leads 3-0. Eastern Kentucky with the ball for the first time today. Burkett in the gun. Latham on his left hip, takes the shotgun snap, looking to pass. Rolls to his right, throws on the run, has his tight end across the 40, chased down and brought down by a spew of Thunderbirds, just shy of the first down marker at the 34. As Eastern Kentucky has 3rd and 1. Burkett in the gun. Latham in the backfield with him on his right hip. 2 tight ends to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Ball just inside the right hash. EKU looks for a 3rd down conversion. Handoff to Latham up the middle. Tries to find a hole, doesn't find anything. It'll be close depending on the spot, but it looks like the officials give Latham the first down, and they do. Picks up just enough for a first down on 3rd and short. 1st and 10 now for Eastern Kentucky at the 32. 8:13 to play opening quarter. Southern Utah leads 3-0. Burkett lined up in the gun. Latham on his right hip. 2 tight ends and a receiver to his right as well. Burkett looks to pass on 1st and 10. Going down the far side of the field, has a man on the out route. It's caught before being shoved out of bounds into the Southern Utah bench. As that was Kyle Vaca on the reception. And picked up of about 6. 2nd and 4 now from the 26. Ball right or left hash rather for Burkett in the gun. Single tight end to the right side of the formation, 2 receivers and a tight end to the left. As it's a handoff on 1st and 10. Latham cuts upfield, close to the line to gain, but just short. It'll be 3rd and about half a yard for the Colonels once again. Now inside the 25-yard line. As Thunderbirds look for a defensive stop, holding the Colonels to 3 points like the Thunderbirds were held on their opening drive of the ball game. 7 minutes to go, first quarter. 3rd and short for Eastern Kentucky with Burkett in the gun. 2 receivers to the left, tight end and receiver to the right. Looking to pass on 3rd and short. Quick out route is caught in the flat by Callwise for a first down inside the 20 to the 19. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Colonels in the red zone on their opening drive of the ball game. Southern Utah still leads 3-0, 6:25 to play first quarter. As Burkett calls the play at the line of scrimmage for the Colonels. 2 receivers to the right, tight end and receiver to the left. Latham in the backfield with Burkett on his right hip. Quarterback keeper this time for Burkett, led all the way by Henry Harper once again, bringing Burkett down for no gain. 2nd down and 10. Henry Harper read the read option perfectly there, forcing Burkett to keep it, and then chased him down from behind to make it 2nd and 10 from the 18. Now under 6 minutes to go, opening quarter. Burkett lines up in the gun. Jumbo package, 2 tight ends on either side. Latham on the left hip of Burkett as well. Motion Vaca across the field, and a flag comes out, and it's a discussion from the officials if it's a false start, and it is. Moves the Colonels back 5 more yards. 2nd down and 15 now from about the 23-yard line. Ball in the middle of the field for the Colonels as they bring their jumbo set out and go to the more traditional spread. Burkett in the gun, 2 receivers to the right of the formation. Latham on his left hip in the backfield. Looking to pass on 2nd down, goes out to Latham in the flat, and it's dropped, and they say incomplete. Latham tried to pull off the backwards pass for a fumble that he scooped up and was running with, but no, incomplete. 3rd down and long here for the Colonels on their opening drive. 5:13 to play first quarter. Southern Utah with a 3-0 lead. 3rd and 14 from the 23. Burkett in the backfield, or in the gun rather, with Latham motioning out of the backfield. Quarterback draw, chased down and tripped up by who else but Lando Brown, one of the top sack getters in the nation for Southern Utah. Gets the stop after a pickup of 4. It's 4th and 10, and EKU is forced to a field goal attempt. A long drive, the Southern Utah defense gets off the field without allowing a touchdown. 36-yard field goal upcoming for the Colonels. Ball on the right hash. Kick is up and splits the uprights to tie it at 3 apiece. 4:37 to go first quarter. As it's 3-3 between Southern Utah and Eastern Kentucky. We'll take a break and come back with the Southern Utah offense after this. You're listening to Thunderbird Football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Plackner from Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. More SU football after this.
With food that's made from scratch and fresh to order, Hermes Drive-In has options that every member of your family will enjoy. From your favorite burgers and fries to sandwiches, drinks, shakes, and more. Hermes is centrally located and easy to find at 294 North Main Street, just north of the City Park. Serving you and our community for more than 45 years, Hermes Drive-In is a proud sponsor of our students and athletes.
You want a job that makes a difference in the world. So join the Chrysalis team. Chrysalis is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so we have flexible schedules for everyone. College student? No problem. Extra job? You got it. But what if you're looking for a career path? Absolutely. Chrysalis has mornings, days, and grave shifts available. Get paid to have fun, go to movies, share your talents, and make a difference. At Chrysalis, you are a mentor, a teacher, and a friend. Apply online at chrysalis.care.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance Radio booth, presented by Intermountain Health, sponsored by SU Professional Sales. Dallin Richards bringing today's Thunderbird football here live on Thunder 91. It's a 3-3 ball game, 4:37 to go, first quarter. As Eastern Kentucky just went on an 11-play, 56-yard drive that took up nearly 6 minutes of game time that ended in a 36-yard field goal to tie it up at 3. These Thunderbird fans want a great haircut at a great price. At any SU game, keep an eye out for ways to score a cut for just $10.99. Great Clips has locations all across Utah. Great Clips. It's going to be great. Whistler and Sawyer back to receive the kick for the Thunderbirds, as Eastern Kentucky sends it away following their 11-play drive to tie it up at 3 apiece. 4:37 to go, first quarter. Both offenses drove down the field, got into the red zone on their opening drives before a penalty stalled them and forces field goal attempts. The kick from Orr is away. It's a low line drive that's muffed at the 10-yard line. Chasing back down to the 3 is Rand Sawyer, where he breaks a tackle but is brought down at the 5-yard line. Southern Utah and their offense pinned back deep after Sawyer misjudged the line drive kick. He gets past him, has to scoop it up late, where he's met by a colony of Colonels inside the 10. Barron and the Thunderbird offense on the field for the second time here today. We'll have it 1st and 10 from the 6-yard line. Pinned back deep. As Dye lines up in the backfield with Barron. 3 carries, 21 yards on that opening drive, rushing the ball. Carr and Nunez, the 2 receivers in the game for Southern Utah, both lined out wide to the right. Ball left hash. Dye on the right hip of Barron in the gun. Handoff up the middle. Dye bounces out to the left sideline. Has a lane. First down to Moore across the 20. And a big pickup there to get Southern Utah out of their own end zone. And across the 20-yard line, just what the Thunderbirds needed there on first down, pinned back inside the 10. Give Dye 15 yards, 1st and 10 from the 21. Approaching 4 minutes to go, opening quarter. Barron lines up in the gun. Dye to his right, tight end and 2 receivers bunched on the right side as well. Barron rolls right, looking to throw. Going deep, has Shane Carr on the money across midfield and inside the 40-yard line. What a throw from Bronson Barron. Hit Shane Carr, the big play receiver for Southern Utah, down the field to the 35-yard line. As it's a Thunderbird first down as they move it. 2 plays, 2 first downs here on this drive. Bronson Barron now 4 of 5 on his completions here today. After that one goes 44 yards to Shane Carr. Dye in the pistol behind Barron. 2 receivers to the left of the formation. Shane Carr, the lone receiver, to the right. Ball on the right hash. Nunez in the slot on the left side. Barron hands off to Dye, going to the right, cuts back at the numbers, falls forward for a good pickup of 4 to the 31-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 6 from there. Bronson Barron, so far in this first quarter, 3 of 4 passing for 60 yards. Josh Dye, 36 yards rushing for the Thunderbirds. That long of 16 on the first play of this drive. Started all the way back at the 6. Now it's 2nd and 6 from the 31. Barron lines up in the empty backfield. Carr, Nunez, and George all to the left. 2 receivers to the right. Barron Barron looking to throw, steps up in the pocket, and is brought down by the Colonel's defensive line. A coverage sack there as Barron had nowhere to go and eats the sack to make it 3rd and 11 after a loss of about 5 on the play. Trio of defensive linemen for the Colonels met Barron in the pocket for the sack. It's 3rd and 11, 1:50 to play first quarter. Southern Utah with the ball, tied at 3 with Eastern Kentucky. Barron in the gun. 2 receivers on either side, ball right hash. Whistler on the left hip of Barron in the gun. Nunez motions across and back to the slot on the right side. A flag comes out. What appears to be a false start against Southern Utah. Call a false start on Ed Riley, the center for the Thunderbirds. Turns 3rd and 11 to 3rd and 16 from the 41-yard line. Southern Utah in a bit of no man's land at the 41. Too far for a field goal. Would hate to have to punt on the plus side of the 50, but 3rd and 16. Trips to the left of the formation for Barron in the gun. Nico Alifalu in the backfield on his right hip. They motion Nunez far out the left side. It's a screen to Shane Carr. Gets back, cuts up at the hash. Now outside, inside the 30, and brought down at about the 28-yard line. Brings up 4th down and about 3, and a decision for Delane Fitzgerald. No hesitation. The offense stays out on the field. Southern Utah puts that 100% 4th down conversion rate on the line here early in this one. 40 seconds to go first quarter. Josh Dye in the pistol behind Barron. 3 tight ends in the formation. Barron hands off to Dye up the middle. He falls forward, has the first down and more down at the 21. 4th and 3, and Dye picks up 7. Southern Utah remains perfect on the year on 4th down conversions. As the jumbo package leaves the field for the Thunderbirds. Southern Utah does not have to run another play in the first quarter, and it appears they will run it out. So after a quarter of play, it's Southern Utah 3, Eastern Kentucky 3. We'll take a break and come back with the second quarter. This is Thunderbird football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. More SU football after this.
Kabuto, Southern Utah's #1 sushi and ramen restaurant. Make sure to stop in, students, Monday through Friday, 11 to 3 p.m. for student specials. Follow us at Kabuto, Utah for special events and giveaways.
Township Pharmacy and Bullock's Drug offer the service of a local pharmacy with a personal touch. Traditional quality service with modern-day conveniences. Township Pharmacy is located near the hospital just off North Main Street, and Bullock's Drug is downtown at 91 North Main. Both have trained pharmacists to take care of your pharmaceutical needs and fill your prescriptions. Township Pharmacy and Bullock's Drug are happy to serve you and to support our local athletes.
Bullock Drug strives to be the very best pharmacy in Cedar City. We want you to be a part of our team. As a valued customer and patient, we will provide you with the best professional pharmacy service. Join with us and be a part of our team. Bullock Drug, 91 North Main in historic downtown Cedar City.
Welcome back to Roy Kidd Stadium, where Southern Utah and Eastern Kentucky are tied at 3 apiece after a quarter of play. Today's first quarter report is presented by Safari Hospitality. Your home for the best hotels stays in Cedar City, whether it's the Courtyard Marriott, Hampton Inn, Spring Hill Suites, or Holiday Inn Express. Safari Hospitality properties offer comfort, convenience, and a warm welcome just minutes from campus. Stay local with Safari Hospitality. A quick first quarter here this afternoon, where the Thunderbirds are on their second drive of the game. Eastern Kentucky only one drive there in the first quarter. as it was a long 6-minute drive for the Colonels. Southern Utah now their second drive all the way down to the EKU 21 where they'll have it 1st and 10. But this drive started back on the 6-yard line where it was a 15-yard run from Josh Dye on the first play. Second play, a 44-yard pass to Shane Carr from Bronson Barron, who went 4 for 5 for 73 yards there in the first quarter. Josh Dye, 47 yards rushing in that first quarter as well. Southern Utah offense moving the ball well down the field, got held to 3 points on that first drive, looking for 6 now on their second. Defensively, Southern Utah had allowed a big rushing play on first down from Braden Latham. He had ended with 38 yards, the long of 32 to start the game for the Colonels. Miles Burkett went 3 for 4, 23 yards. No other big plays for the Colonels as they were held to that field goal as well. But this game will come down to whichever defense can get off the field without allowing points. It's great to get off the field and force field goal attempts like both defenses did, but need to force punts to win, especially for Southern Utah on the road. But it's the Thunderbird offense here first, coming out to start the second quarter, where it'll be 1st and 10 from the 21. Southern Utah now switches sides of the field, heading to the south end zone. Barron in the gun. 2 receivers to the right of the field, ball in the left hash. Josh Dye, left hip of Barron in the gun. 1st and 10. Barron waits the shotgun snap. Hands off to Dye, trying to bounce outside, but met in the backfield for a big loss. They mark his forward progress down at the 23. But Josh Dye unable to get outside. Frank Lee the fourth, the graduate outside linebacker for the Colonels, was there on contain and brought Dye down in the backfield for a loss of 2. 2nd down and 12 for the Thunderbirds. 2 tight ends to the left of the formation, 2 receivers to the right. Barron in the gun, Josh on his right hip. Play action, Barron looking deep across the field, has his man caught for a 1st down and more. As a big play once again for Southern Utah through the air. Anson Kraut that time on the reception. And it's 1st and goal Thunderbirds from the 6-yard line. Gain of 16 on that pass. Bronson Barron patient in the pocket here so far today, letting his receivers get open down the field. 1st and goal from the 6. Southern Utah comes out with 3 tight ends. Barron pitches to Dye to the right side, looking for the end zone, dives. Did he stay in? Yes, touchdown, Southern Utah. Josh Dye, number 20 on the season, and it's a 9-3 lead for Southern Utah with an extra point upcoming. Josh Dye starts that drive back at the 6-yard line with a 16-yard rush. Ends up leaving Southern Utah 9 plays, 94 yards, 4:30 off the clock. This is your Savage Drive summary, the official transportation company for Southern Utah. 9 plays, 94 yards, 4 minutes and 30 seconds as Jaden Rogers looks to cap it off with the extra point. Snap is down. Rogers' extra point splits the uprights. 10-3 Southern Utah lead. 13:47 to play here in the first half. As we'll head to the media timeout. We'll take the commercial break. You're listening to SU Thunderbird Football on Thunder 91. Brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance Broadcast Booth. Presented by Intermountain Health. SU defense coming up after the break.
At Cache Valley Bank, we value our heritage and the history we've built within our communities. With over 45 years of experience behind us, we are confident in our ability to equip our customers with the necessary tools and expertise to navigate their financial journey. Whether you are ready to expand your existing business, embark on a new business venture, or are seeking better personal banking, let us help you reach new heights. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await.
Welcome back into Roy Kidd Stadium on the campus of Eastern Kentucky, where Southern Utah has the 10-3 lead over the Colonels. 13:47 to play in the second quarter. Dallin Richards bringing today Southern Utah football, where Pizza Hut's a proud sponsor of SU Athletics with a special deal for Thunderbird fans. Get a medium, one-topping pizza, and a 20-ounce drink for just $9.99. Order online and enter promo code M03. That's M03. Start with empty cart, enter the code, then choose your pizza and drink. The price drops to just $9.99. Nobody out-pizzas the Hut, and nobody supports the T-Birds like Pizza Hut. As the Thunderbirds defense will come back out on the field following the kickoff from Danny King. A 9-play, 94-yard drive capped off by the Josh Dye touchdown run from 6 yards out. As King's kick is away, this one shorter, fair caught at the 10, and it's blown dead. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the 25 for Eastern Kentucky after the fair catch on the kickoff. That drive for the Thunderbirds just took under 5 minutes and 45 seconds of game time. And the fair catch signal actually will move the Colonels back to the 10-yard line, where they have it 1st and 10. So just like Southern Utah on their second possession, the Colonels in poor field position for their second possession of the ball game. Burkett in the gun. Handoff up the middle, falling forward, picking up about 5 to the 15-yard line there for the Colonels. Was Latham once again. We're at 2nd down and 5 from the 15. Burkett in the gun. 2 receivers to the right. Now Callwise motions all the way across the field. Handoff down the left side, having the lane past the 20, 25, 30. Stays up and bounds before being pushed out just shy of midfield. A big rushing play there. Once again, this one Brady Hensley now getting in on the action for EKU. He was pushed out at the 46. That's where EKU has it 1st and 10. Trailing the Thunderbirds 10-3, 12:50 to play in the first half. Burkett now alone in the backfield, lined up in the gun. Trips to his left, 2 receivers to his right. Now Hensley motions back to the right hip of Burkett. Looking to pass, quick hitch route, deflected, intercepted. Southern Utah with the pick, staying on his feet, crossing and drop down. Now the ball comes out. EKU thinks they got it back. We'll see what the officials rule. And they do say it was a fumble. Boy, that was close. They're saying it was a fumble after the interception, so it will stay 1st and 10 for EKU. As that was Raymond Crump on the interception, the deflected ball. But now 1st and 10 for EKU, and I'd be surprised if this doesn't go to replay. The officials waiting to go ahead from replay, and they get it. So the fumble is confirmed. 1st and 10 for EKU. Burkett stays in the gun. Looking to pass. Quarterback draw now up the middle as Burkett breaks a tackle at the line, lowers the shoulder, and brought down near the 1st down marker, and a flag comes in late. And Burkett thinks it's on Southern Utah. We'll wait to hear from the officials. Blake Stillwell came up with a big hit. The officials discussing the penalty and who it's going against.
After the play was over,
penalty was an unsportsmanlike conduct against Stillwell, his first towards an ejection. And it moves Eastern Kentucky inside the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 from the 42. Burkett in the gun. Ball at the 37, excuse me. Hensley the back on his right hip. 2 tight ends and a receiver to the left. As Callwise motions across the field. It's a screen to Callwise to the right side. Double pass, no, he pump fakes and drops. Looking to run. Chase down from behind. A great tackle there from Harper to only give up a few yards. If Harper's not there, Callwise might be running into the end zone for 6. Instead, it's 2nd and 5 from the 27. Or 32, rather. It's a ways up here in the broadcast booth, but it's 2nd and 5. Burkett in the gun. Hensley to his left takes the handoff. Up the middle, met by every member of the Southern Utah defensive line, but not before picking up about 3 yards. It's 3rd down and short for the Colonels. Eastern Kentucky went 2 for 3 on 3rd down in the first quarter. First 3rd down of this drive is 3rd down and about 2 from the 29. Burkett in the gun. 2 receivers to his left, ball on the left hash. Hensley the back on his right hip. The motion Callwise across the field. Handoff to Hensley up the middle. Lowers the shoulder and is close to the first down. It depends on the spot. And they say just short, so 4th and short. Eastern Kentucky now with a decision, and head coach Walt Wells. His 6th season at the helm for Eastern Kentucky. As the offense stays on the field, 4th down and about a yard from the 28-yard line. As Burkett calls the play at the line of scrimmage. Hensley stays in at running back on the right hip of Burkett in the gun. 2 tight ends and a receiver to the left. Burkett takes the snap, hands off to Hensley once again, fighting for it. And this one depends on the spot again. And they give the first down to Eastern Kentucky. Hensley just enough for the first down and keeping the drive alive for the Colonels. 9:35 to play in the second quarter. Southern Utah with a 10-3 lead, looking to hold on to it on defense. Burkett in the gun. 2 receivers to the right, Hensley the back to the left. Callwise in the slot for Eastern Kentucky as Burkett looks to pass. Steps up in the pocket, now rolls right to evade the pressure. Has Callwise across the field, 10-5, touchdown, Eastern Kentucky. An extra point away from tying it as Callwise continues where he left off last week. Now his 4th receiving touchdown in the last 2 weeks. Comes with 9:05 to play here in the second quarter. With Laundry Day made easy, the Main Street Washateria preferred laundromat of SU Athletics is clean, relaxing, and has free Wi-Fi so you can get work done while your clothes get clean, or drop them off and let us do the work for you. Main Street Washateria, making laundry stress-free in Cedar City. As the extra point is upcoming to tie this one up from Buzz Flabiano and the Colonels. Extra point splits the uprights to tie this one up at 10 apiece. 9:05 to play in the second quarter. As we'll take a commercial break and get more SU football coming after the break here. As you're listening to SU Football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. More SU football and Thunderbird offense after this.
Are you hungry for the usual today? Or are you craving something uncommonly delicious like the meaty masterpiece, the Hook and Ladder sub from Firehouse Subs? They start by piling it high with freshly sliced smoked turkey breast and Virginia honey ham. Oh, then they top it with melted Monterey Jack and serve it hot in a toasted roll. Save time by ordering your Hook and Ladder with the Firehouse Subs app today, downtown Cedar City. It's Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives.
Township Pharmacy and Bullock's Drug are here for you, the Cedar City community. With expert pharmacists on site, Township and Bullock can help you take care of your pharmaceutical needs and fill your prescriptions. Both locations offer curbside service for your convenience. Bullock's Drug is downtown at 91 North Main Street, while Township Pharmacy is near the hospital just off Main Street. Township Pharmacy and Bullock's Drug, grateful and proud supporters of our local students and athletes.
Welcome back here to Roy Kidd Stadium on the campus of Eastern Kentucky, where the Thunderbirds and Colonels are tied at 10 apiece. 9:05 to play here in the second quarter. As U.S. Bank is proud to sponsor SU Thunderbirds, stop by our U.S. Bank branch in Cedar City for all your banking needs. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. So neither defense has been able to stop the opposing offense so far here in the first half. Each offense, 2 drives. Each offense, a field goal and a touchdown in that order to get us tied at 10 apiece here in the second quarter. A quick game as both teams have been rush heavy so far in the ball game, though big plays through the passing game as well. The Eastern Kentucky touchdown was a 27-yard pass to Marcus Callwise Jr., the leading receiver for the Colonels and reigning UAC Offensive Player of the Week. Sawyer and Whistler back to receive the kick for the Thunderbirds, with Devin Orr to kick off for the Colonels. Orr gets the go-ahead, and the kick is away. This one a line drive. Sawyer catches it halfway into the end zone and wisely takes the knee for the touchback. Thunderbird offense out onto the field, 1st and 10 from the 25, looking to regain the lead. Here, 9:03 to play in the first half. The Thunderbird offense has been led by none other than Josh Dye, 51 yards rushing so far on 8 carries. The touchdown rush on the last drive from 6 yards out. Bronson Barron, though, has been efficient, 5 of 6 for 90 yards, including a couple to Shane Carr for 57 yards. Anson Kraut, Gabe Nunez, and George also with receptions. Barron lines up in the gun, running back on either side of him. As it's a play action, Carr across the middle on the slant. It's caught for a first down to the 38-yard line, a gain of 13. Shane Carr up to 70 yards receiving on 3 catches here this afternoon. A long of 44 coming on the last drive for Southern Utah. This one moves the sticks as Southern Utah goes heavy play action pass on first down. 1st and 10, ball right hash for the Thunderbirds. Bunch trips to the left, lone receiver to the right. Dye in the backfield on the right hip of Barron. Takes the handoff, cuts upfield at the 40. Brought down at the 41 for a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 for Southern Utah. As we now approach 8 minutes to play here in the first half. Thunderbird offense looking to get more points on the board as the defense tries to figure out the Eastern Kentucky offense. 10-10 your score. 8 minutes to go first half. Barron in the gun. Dye on his left hip. Bunch trips to the left. Handoff to Dye up the middle. Lowers the shoulder. Pushes the pile forward. Still moving. Now blown dead at the 45 for a gain of 4. That brings up 3rd down and about 3 here for the Thunderbirds. 0 for 2 on 3rd downs so far here today, though both 3rd downs have been 3rd and 10 or longer for the Thunderbirds. This 3rd and about 3 or 4 from the 45-yard line. Heavy personnel out on the field. Extra offensive linemen, 2 tight ends for the Thunderbirds. Barron in the gun. Dye behind him in the pistol. Devin Downing, the lone receiver, to the far left side. Handoff to Dye, going right, cuts upfield, has the first down and more, cuts back at midfield, breaks a tackle, and brought down. The ball comes out. It looked like Dye was down. From up here, EKU thinks they have the ball. Thunderbird offense not leaving the field either. Now the officials discussing at the 35-yard line. Live, it looked like Josh Dye had been down for a minute before the ball came loose. So officials are still discussing this. This is a long discussion. So I tried to get a look on the replay. It looked like Dye was down.
The ruling on the field is the ball carrier was down. First down, Southern Utah.
And they do say Dye was down after a long discussion, as Eastern Kentucky has an injury down on the field as well. We'll take a break for the injury as well. You're listening to SU Thunderbird football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. SU offense stays on the field after this. Welcome back to Roy Kidd Stadium, where Southern Utah has the ball, 1st and 10 from the 35. Tied up at 10 apiece with Eastern Kentucky here on the road. Dallin Richards bringing today's Southern Utah football as we had the injury timeout. And now that we've come back from the injury timeout, they're reviewing the play. Watching it live, it looked like Josh Dye was down by contact well before the ball came loose. They'll go to the replay booth and take a second look at it. What could be a big momentum play on either side, depending on the outcome of the official review. I can't imagine seeing enough from at least the replays they showed in the stadium that there would be enough to overturn the call to a fumble recovered by Eastern Kentucky. If you're just joining us, we're tied at 10 apiece as both offenses have gone on scoring drives on each of their 2 full possessions they've had. This is the 3rd possession of the game for Southern Utah. Started with the ball, went 56 yards before settling for a 39-yard Jaden Rogers field goal. Eastern Kentucky answered with an 11-play drive that went 56 yards and a 36-yard field goal. Then the Thunderbirds went 94 yards on 9 plays. ending in the 6-yard touchdown rush for Josh Dye, getting his 20th rushing touchdown of the season, inching closer to Targi Lamson's school record of 23 rushing touchdowns in a season. And just barely, the Colonels of Eastern Kentucky went 6th place, 62 yards, that ended in a 27-yard touchdown pass to Marcus Callwise Jr., the reigning UAC Offensive Player of the Week. As official review is still underway. Here we await the call. It's either 1st and 10 Southern Utah from the 35. Now they move the ball back to the 39 as we get the call from the official.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. First down.
And the ruling was upheld, but Dye was down at the 39. The EKU bench can't believe it, but from up here, in my unbiased opinion, it looked like Dye was down convincingly before the fumble. So 1st and 10 Southern Utah from the 39, 6:32 to play first half. The Thunderbirds look to get out of the 10-10 deadlock with Eastern Kentucky. Barron and the Thunderbird offense back on the field after a long timeout. The injury and official review. Dye, the running back, on his left hip. Ball right hash. Bunch trips to the left with 2 receivers and a tight end. Lone receiver down to the near right side of the field is Anson Kraut. As officials are still holding up plays, Walt Wells is looking for an explanation, though I don't think he'll win the argument after replay upheld the call on the field as well. If anything, buying his defense some more time to regroup, trying to stop this Thunderbird offense. Both teams come into today at 4-5, battling to get back to 500. Southern Utah 3-2 in conference play, and EKU at 2-3 so far in UAC play. Referee John Kellermeyer has heard enough from Walt Wells, and we're ready to continue play. 1st and 10 from the 39 for the Thunderbirds. Barron in the gun. Takes the snap, play action to Dye, looking to pass. Stepping up, rolling right. Barron throws late to Kraut down the right sideline to keep a foot in. He did for a pickup of about 6 or 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and short for the Thunderbirds. 2nd and 4 officially. Ball at the 33-yard line for SUU. Anson Kraut on the reception. That's his 2nd catch of the afternoon as Bronson Barron is in the gun. Dye on his left hip, 2 receivers to the left of the formation, ball right hash. Barron hands off to Dye on 1st down, lowering the shoulder, falling forward to the 31, a couple yards short of a 1st down, where it's 3rd down and 2 for the Thunderbirds. 5:40 to play here in the first half. Bullocks is more than just a pharmacy. Stop in for a handcrafted soda, sweet treats, and everything else we have to offer in downtown Cedar City. Bullocks, a proud sponsor of SU Athletics. It's 3rd and short here for the Thunderbirds. Looking to keep the drive alive. Dye the back with Barron in the gun. Tight end on either side. Handoff to Dye going left. Lowers the shoulder, falling forward. Depends on the spot. He's at the 29, the yard to gain. If he's short, it's by inches. Kellermeyer comes in to make the official call, and they give Southern Utah the 1st down. The 2nd 3rd down conversion of the drive. Now Southern Utah 2 of 5 on the afternoon. 1st and 10 from the 29. Heavy package comes out for Southern Utah. Receivers back into the game. Dye stays in the backfield with Barron. Nunez, the lone receiver, to the left. Kraut, the lone receiver, to the right. This is Rand Sawyer. Check that motions across the field, but the handoff to Dye breaks a tackle, spinning forward, pushed by Ed Riley and Jeremy Perkins upfield for a first down to move the chains once again. Southern Utah, a great push there to get Josh Dye up the field for another Thunderbird first down into the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 18. Great distraction, moving Rand Sawyer in at receiver, motion him across for the jet sweep, fake it to him, handoff to Dye, first down. Barron in the gun, Dye on his left hip, 2 tight ends to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Barron hands to Dye once again, going left, cuts upfield, now across to the right hash and brought down at the 15 for a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7, now 3.5 minutes to go, first half. Southern Utah, EKU knotted up at 10 apiece, though the Thunderbirds knocking on the door, looking to break the lead. 2nd and 7 for SUU. Josh Dye, now over 90 yards rushing in the first half. Lined up on the right hip of Barron in the gun. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers to the left. Barron rolling right, swings out to the tight end. What a one-handed catch by George for a first down. Barron hit as he threw. George threw a hand up looking to just bat the ball down. It sticks to the gloves, and it's a 1st and goal Southern Utah. They ruled George out at the 8-yard line, where it's 1st and goal, Southern Utah. George has made a couple catches here today, also credited with a 24-yard rush back on the opening drive. On an RPO from Barron that stayed behind the line of scrimmage and in the backfield. That's 1st and goal, Southern Utah. Barron in the gun. Carr motions from left to right of the formation. And the official stop play. And now we're going to review to see if Hayden George had the line to gain on a first down. Where it looked like he was, unless he stepped out earlier than the 8-yard line, should have had plenty for a first down. As Tulane Fitzgerald is out near the middle of the field at the 13-yard line looking for an explanation before he turns and finds an official right behind him. It's closer than the far side official to run over to for an explanation. So as it stands, it's 1st and goal, Southern Utah from the 8. This official review will not give EKU the ball. It would just be dependent on if it's 1st and goal or if they reset the sticks to where it was, and it's 2nd and short. 2:26 to play here in the second quarter in a game that's flown by. Both teams rushing the ball well. Not a lot of timeouts until this drive where we've had 2 official reviews. Josh Dye, 15 carries, 92 yards, and a touchdown so far here today, leading the way for Southern Utah. Bronson Barron has been efficient as always, 8 of 9 passing, 116 yards. The leading receiver being Shane Carr, the big playmaker, 3 catches, 70 yards to lead the Thunderbirds. On the other side, it's Marcus Caldwell Jr. leading the receiving corps once again for the Colonels. 32 yards and a touchdown on 2 catches. A 27-yard touchdown on their last drive where Miles Burkett's 4 of 6 for 50 yards. The touchdown and interception that Raymond Crump caught on the deflection before he fumbled it back to the Colonels. Looking at it, each team with a turnover, though both happened on the same play here in the second quarter. It's a long official review here for the officials as they look. See if Southern Utah stays at 1st and goal or if it's 2nd and short. Delane Fitzgerald and Walt Wells both standing next to officials trying to catch anything on the review. And it looks like they are moving the ball at least to the 9-yard line. Looking at the down marker, they move it to third down. So officials look like they are overturning the call, and we'll reset the sticks here for the Thunderbirds.
After the review, the runner was out at the 9-yard line. Third down.
So George out of bounds at the 9 makes it 3rd down and 1 for Southern Utah. Need to get to the 8 for a first down. 2:26 to play, second quarter. Knotted up at 10 apiece between Southern Utah and Eastern Kentucky here in UAC play, Roy Kidd Stadium in Richmond, Kentucky. See if Southern Utah goes heavy once again on 3rd and short. Dye is the running back for the Thunderbirds. Devin Downing, the lone receiver in, extra linemen, extra tight ends. Dye in the pistol behind Barron. And they blow the play dead. Josh Dye will be called for a false start as he moved forward before the snap.
28, 5-yard penalty, third down.
So 3rd and 1 turns into 3rd and 6 for the Thunderbirds. And now the receivers come back out. Shane Carr and Gabe Nunez for the extra offensive linemen. Ball at the 14-yard line. Southern Utah needs the 8 for a first down. Ball right hash. Downing, the lone receiver, to the right. Bunch trips to the left. Dye on the left hip of Barron in the gun. Barron takes the snap, looking to throw. Throws the Dye out in the left flat. Needs to make one man beat. Spun down at the 10. Short of the line to gain. It's 4th down and 2. And another decision for Delane Fitzgerald in Southern Utah. Bronson Barron wants to go forward along with this Thunderbird offensive line. We'll figure it out during the 2-minute timeout. We'll step aside for a commercial break. You're listening to Thunderbird Football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. More Southern Utah offense after this break.
Here at Culver's, we're known for our fresh, delicious food. What most of you don't know is for the last several years, we've been training Southern Utah's most elite basketball players. Sometimes they need instruction, and that's where I step in. Practice makes perfect, but we demand perfection.
Bradshaw Chevrolet Buick is Cedar City's original hometown dealership. Family owned and serving the area since 1931. Obviously, they're doing several things right. Bradshaw Chevrolet Buick is your full service dealership. Sales, service, body shop, detail shop, and their service department stands behind what they sell. And what they sell is a large selection of new and GM certified used vehicles. It's Bradshaw Chevrolet Buick, 360 North Main.
Welcome back to Roy Kidd Stadium on the campus of Eastern Kentucky, where it's 4th down and about 2 for the Thunderbirds coming out of the 2-minute timeout. 10-10 is your score between SUU and EKU. Dallin Richards bringing to you today Southern Utah football here live from Eastern Kentucky University. Delane Fitzgerald has a decision to make coming out of the 2-minute timeout. The Thunderbirds 1 for 1 on the day on 4th downs. 4th and 2 from the 10, or kick a field goal to go up by 3 here late in the second quarter. Each team has all 3 timeouts to work with in the final minute 57 of this first half. As it is the offense for Southern Utah coming out onto the field, at least for the moment. Ball on the left hash for Southern Utah. Devin Downing, the lone receiver in the game. Dye the running back. Extra lineman, extra tight end, extra beef up front for the Thunderbirds. 4th and 2. Barron takes the snap. Hands to Dye, bounces off a tackler, has the first down and more, race to the end zone, touchdown, Josh Dye, number 21 on the season, 2 away from the SUU rushing touchdown record in a season, gives the Thunderbirds the 16-10 lead with 1:51 to go in the first half. Delane Fitzgerald plays aggressive, and it pays off, trusting the physical offensive line for the Thunderbirds. Josh Dye breaks off the tackle in the backfield and races to the left pylon for touchdown number 2 today and number 20 on the season. 12 plays, 75 yards in 7 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock for Southern Utah, wearing out the EKU defense. Jaden Rogers on for the extra point. The kick is up and splits the uprights, where it's 17-10 Southern Utah. 1:51 to play as the Thunderbirds will kick back to EKU late in the second quarter. And if you're just joining us, EKU will receive the second half kickoff as they won the toss and deferred for the second half. But 12 plays, 75 yards, 7:14 off the clock, capped off by a 10-yard rushing touchdown for Josh Dye. Now over 100 yards here in the first half, averaging 6 yards a carry. Danny King set to kick off for Southern Utah, with TJ Mitchell dotting a diamond formation look for the Colonels. Danny King gets the go-ahead from the officials, and the kickoff is away. High one, stops at the 5-yard line where it's caught. EKU fakes the reverse and is wide open down the left sideline, gets to the edge at the 30. 35, high steps and pushed out of bounds, and a flag comes in for a late hit as Danny King hits the returner Mitchell late. So great field position turns into amazing field position for the Colonels, coming after what's presumably a late hit out of bounds against the Thunderbirds. They mark Mitchell out of bounds around the 40.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit, kicking team number 3, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
The penalty is against Danny King, the late hit out of bounds. Not every day you see a kicker get a personal foul penalty, but well out of bounds on that one. Gives EKU the ball on the plus side of the 50 at the 46. Ball on the left hash for Miles Burkett and the Colonel offense. Latham the back on his right hip. 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Looking to pass on first down. Burkett steps up, now rolls to his left. Looking to throw, dumps up late. Has his man over the middle. It's the tight end for a first down. On the play, that was Jacob Dixon on the reception. A first down inside the 30 or 40-yard line rather. Now at the 36, so pickup of 10. It's 1st and 10, 1:34 to play in the first half. Eastern Kentucky down 7 with the ball. 2 receivers to the right of Burkett, who takes the shotgun snap. Hands off to Latham, wide open hole down the right side. Cuts out at the hash, brought down after a good pickup of 14 to the 22-yard line. As Blake Stillwell makes another tackle in the open space for Southern Utah. EKU going hurry up, 1:20 and counting to play second quarter. Burkett in the gun. Latham on his right hip. 2 receivers on either side. Ball right hash. Looking to pass. Burkett steps up in the pocket. Now looks to run. And is brought down at the line of scrimmage. Maybe picked up a yard. A great defensive play as EKU takes their first timeout. 1:06 here to play in the first half. Southern Utah leads 17-10 over the Colonels from Eastern Kentucky. Late in the first half, the Colonels looking for a score and then get the first possession of the third quarter as well. After this, looking for a 2-for-1 where they haven't stopped the Southern Utah offense so far today. Though on the other side, the Thunderbird defense hasn't held the Colonels scoreless on a drive either. Thunderbirds 3 drives that have spanned 4 minutes 22 seconds, 5 minutes 43 seconds, 7 minutes 14 seconds here this afternoon. There's a field goal on the opening drive, then back-to-back drives ending in Josh Dye touchdowns. He's over 100 yards here in the first half. But as the Southern Utah defense looking for a stop here late in the second quarter. 2nd down and 10 for Eastern Kentucky. Ball at the 22. On the right hash for Burkett in the gun. Latham the back on his right hip. Trips to the left. Lone receiver to the right. Burkett looking to pass on 2nd down. Steps up in the pocket. Pump fakes, now has room to run down the left side. Inside the 10. 5 lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Eastern Kentucky. A flag comes in late at the goal line. We'll see what the flag is. As it stands, a 22-yard rushing touchdown for Miles Burkett. We'll see what the call is here from the officiating crew.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown.
As they call targeting on Southern Utah. The play is under review for the targeting. Burkett was in the end zone for sure, but watching it live, Burkett was the one who lowered his head to initiate the contact there at the goal line. I didn't catch a number on who the penalty is, but a big play here under review as it would eject a Thunderbird on defense if it stands. So an extra point still upcoming for EKU. They can tie it up at 17 apiece after the Burkett touchdown run. Boy, looking at the replay on the field, I don't see where targeting could be called, where it's the quarterback who lowers his head to initiate contact. No Southern Utah defender was anywhere near lowering their head. Is Mikey Allen the one that they're looking at for targeting? A tough loss for Southern Utah if he's out for the remainder of this game. That drive was 4 plays, 46 yards in just 44 seconds for Eastern Kentucky as they take advantage of the Danny King personal foul on the kickoff. The officials still have this play under review for potential targeting on Mikey Allen on the 22-yard touchdown scramble from Miles Burkett. We get the call.
After review, the ruling on the field of the touchdown is upheld. There is no foul for targeting. Number 20, they remain in the game.
And they do remove the targeting penalty from Mikey Allen, so he can stay in the game. Now the extra point upcoming here for Flabiano and the Colonels, looking to tie it up at 17 apiece. 58 seconds to go in the first half. The Thunderbirds on offense will have 3 timeouts to work with. Colonels get the ball coming out of the break. It's an extra point. splits the uprights. 17-17 is the score. Miles Burkett scoops up another rushing touchdown, this one from 22 yards out. Colonel's 134 yards rushing here in the first half as a team, averaging 8 yards a carry. Burkett just 60 yards throwing through the air on 5 of 7 passing. Thunderbirds 121 yards rushing and 119 from the arm of Bronson Barron. We'll see how aggressive Southern Utah and Delane Fitzgerald will elect to be here towards the end of the first half. 3 timeouts to work with. 58 seconds. A lot will depend on the return coming from Rand Sawyer and Braden Whistler back deep for Southern Utah. They await the kick from Devin Orr. The kick is away from Orr. Sawyer catches it at the 2-yard line looking for a big return. Breaks free to the 25. A flag thrown out at the 40-yard line. We wait to see what this flag is. They now move it to the 35. Sawyer got to the 25 on the return.
Personal foul. Illegal blindside block. 31. Receiving team. Triple pass distance to the goal line. First down.
And that'll move Southern Utah down to the 13 on the blindside block here for the Thunderbirds, who've been called for 6 penalties here today for 56 yards in the first half. One of the least penalized teams in the UAC. Penalties have hurt the Thunderbirds though today. 53 seconds to go in the first half. 1st and 10 from the 13 for the Thunderbirds. Do have 3 timeouts to work with. But for Southern Utah, they need to get that first down to get the 2-minute offense rolling. Colonels on the other side have 2 timeouts to work with on defense. Barron in the gun, die on his right hip, bunch trips to the left. Kraut, the lone receiver, to the right. Now Carr motions out of the bunch on the right side. Drag across the middle to Nunez, across the 25, and brought down at the 30 for a first down. And now Southern Utah can go hurry up, as the clock stops at 45 seconds to move the sticks. Barron in the gun. Die on his left hip. Looking to pass. Barron goes quick hitch to outside of Shane Carr, lowers his shoulder, and fights his way out of bounds and picks up another Thunderbird first down to the 42-yard line. 35 seconds to play here in the first half. Thunderbirds still have all 3 timeouts. The clock stopped as Carr got out of bounds. Left hash for Bronson Barron and the Thunderbird offense at the 42, 1st and 10. Barron in the gun, die on his left, bunch trips to the right. Kraut, the lone receiver, to the left. Looking to pass, Barron. Goes across the middle to Nunez at the 45. And the pile is brought down at the 47, and Delane Fitzgerald calls his first timeout. 27 seconds to play here in the first half. Tied up at 17, as they move the clock back to 28 seconds to play. Each team now with 2 timeouts left in the first half. Southern Utah looking to steal some points before the end of the break, or before the break rather, and giving the ball to Eastern Kentucky to start the 3rd quarter. Neither defense has come up with a stop yet here today in a fast-moving first half. Thunderbirds over 200 yards of total offense. Eastern Kentucky just under 200 yards of total offense here in the first half. 2nd and 5 from the 47 for Southern Utah. Coming out of this timeout, Nunez picked up 5 yards on the reception. Barron in the gun. Whistler now the running back on his right hip. 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Barron looking to pass, pump fakes, now steps up in the pocket, rolling right, dumps to Whistler in the left flat, breaks a tackle, dives for a first down. They do get enough for a first down, so that stops the clock at least momentarily as Whistler tried to dive out of bounds. As I believe Dwayne Fitzgerald may have called a timeout. He did. So his second timeout of the half for the Thunderbirds. They have 1 left to work with. 19 seconds to go here in the first half. Coming out of this timeout, it's 1st and 10 Southern Utah from the 47-yard line. 19 seconds left. Have to wonder how far Thunderbirds would have to get up the field to get into field goal range for either Danny King or Jaden Rogers. Of course, last week Danny King hit the 52-yard field goal. That one at Cedar City. The elevation and not against the wind, though a light breeze here in Richmond today. Beautiful afternoon for college football. 1st and 10, Southern Utah. Bronson Barron in the gun. 2 receivers to the left. Whistler the back on his right hip. Tight end and receiver to the right. Now George the tight end motions to the left side of the formation. Looking to pass, Barron rolls left. Sets his feet, taking a shot to Nunez, but overthrown, incomplete. The closest player was a defensive back, and Vito Tisdale for the Colonels, a player we highlighted before the game as a ball hawk for this Colonels defense. 12 seconds to go first half. Southern Utah still has a timeout to work with on 2nd and 10 from the 47-yard line. Bronson Barron breaks the huddle for the Thunderbirds. Whistler the back on his right hip, trips to the left, ball right hash. Kraut the lone receiver to the right side of the field. Barron looks to throw, stepping up in the pocket, now rolling left, is brought down from behind at the line of scrimmage for no gain, and a timeout called with 4 seconds left as Southern Utah looks to have a Hail Mary attempt at the end zone on 3rd and 10 to end the first half.
Thank you.
They reset the game clock to 7 seconds. 3rd and 10 for Southern Utah at the 47-yard line. Thunderbirds looking for a late score here before heading into the halftime break. On the road at Eastern Kentucky, tied up at 17 apiece. EKU comes out on defense with 8 defensive backs on the field. 2 deep safeties all the way back near the 10-yard line. Barron in the gun, Whistler the back on his right, trips to the left, Kraut the lone receiver to the right. Ball right hash for the Thunderbirds. And now EKU takes a timeout after seeing the formation Southern Utah comes out in. That's their second timeout. So now after each team has called a timeout here, we can promise we'll get 3rd and 10 after this timeout, as teams cannot call back-to-back timeouts anymore at the college level. A good first half for the Southern Utah offense. Now approaching 274 yards of total offense here in the first half, though tied at 17 as neither defense has been able to get a stop yet here this afternoon. 3rd and 10 from the 47, 7 seconds to go, tied at 17. Southern Utah with the ball, looking for a late heroic score before the end of the half. Against Eastern Kentucky here on the road in United Athletic Conference play. 8 defensive backs still out on the field for the Colonels as they hug the sidelines and play deep. Same formation for Southern Utah. Whistler on the right hip of Barron, trips to the left as they look for a late play. Barron throws it deep into the end zone down the right side. And that one is incomplete. His 4 Colonels run into each other trying to get the interception, but that will send us to the halftime break. So tied at 17 apiece, Southern Utah and Eastern Kentucky after 2 quarters of play. We'll step aside for a commercial break and come back with the halftime report. You're listening to Southern Utah Thunderbird football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. More SU football after this.
Brad's Food Hut is your go-to family-owned traditional fixture in Cedar City. Brad's has options for everyone with burgers, chicken sandwiches, fish and chips, soft drinks, shakes, and more. Want to grab your food on the go? You can call ahead and they'll have your order ready for you at 586-6358. That's 586-6358 for Brad's Food Hut at 546 North Main Street in Cedar City. Brad's Food Hut is proud to support our local athletes and students.
Visit Cedar City Brian Head is thrilled to welcome you to Cedar City, your ultimate base camp for adventure and sports. As you enjoy the game, be sure to take a victory lap through everything our area has to offer. As the gateway to Bryce and Zion National Parks, you can explore our charming downtown, fuel up at incredible local restaurants, and stretch your legs on scenic trails at Kolob Canyons or Thunderbird Gardens. Let the games begin and let the fun continue in Cedar City, Utah. Go to visitcedarcity.com to plan your next trip.
Welcome back to Roy Kidd Stadium, where Southern Utah and Eastern Kentucky are tied up at 17 apiece. This halftime show is presented by Southern Utah Professional Sales Program, helping students build confidence, communication, and real-world sales skills. Southern Utah Professional Sales, where success starts. It was all offense in the first half for Southern Utah and Eastern Kentucky, where the only drive that didn't result in points was that last drive of the first half, where Southern Utah's Hail Mary attempt fell incomplete as the clock expired. Josh Dye, 102 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns in the first half for Southern Utah to lead the Thunderbird offense in an electric first half. On the other side, it was Miles Burkett, the quarterback, a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown in the first half for the Colonels. We'll take a break and step aside. When we come back, we'll hear from Spencer, caught up with Kurt Wankier of SU Professional Sales. This is SU football on Thunder 91, where we'll get back here from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. We'll hear that interview after the break.
Retro Fitness, the official partner of SUU Athletics, is the largest premium health club in Cedar City. Retro Fitness offers a full range of services, including functional fitness training, group fitness classes, hot yoga, personal training, saunas, tanning, a smoothie bar, and the best kids club around. Mention this ad for a free 3-day trial pass. Go retro at Retro Fitness, 929 South Main Street in Cedar City, or visit them online at retrofitness.com.
In our 150th year of service, everywhere you look, Zions Bank people are ready to work hard for you.
We're here and ready to go.
Wherever you are, we're right there with you. We will help make it simple and easier.
We have all the big bank services delivered locally.
Isn't it time to see how 150 years of experience can work for you?
Zions Bank.
We are here to help right now.
We want to serve you.
Now more than ever, Zions Bank is for you.
Thrilled to be joined here on the halftime show by Curtis Wanker, the Director of Professional Sales at the Dixie Levitt School of Business at Southern Utah. Curtis, great to have you on the halftime show. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me on.
What is the SU Professional Sales Program really all about?
I think in a broad sense, it's about helping our students really maximize the return on investment they get for an education. There's a lot of debate in the world about whether a 4-year degree is worth the expense and what the value is. Our program is, without question, undeniably answering it's absolutely worth it. And whether that's, if a student emerges in a sales career or they add a minor to some other discipline that they want in their lives, they'll leave with some skills that'll help them achieve more in their careers, whatever path they choose.
Why should a student consider choosing the SU Professional Sales Program?
There's a couple of reasons. One is a statistical measure. In a recent study, it was found that at least 50% of undergraduates in any specialization spend some time in a selling career. Given the magnitude of that number, we feel like it's really critical to help our students at least get some foundational skills in selling to help them understand the sales process, buyer behavior, some negotiation techniques, so that when they're in those careers during that segment of their lives, that they can have more success than they would have otherwise.
What do you think are maybe 3 core benefits that a student would get from a professional sales degree?
I think they get more than 3 when they leave here, but there's definitely 3 that I think have great magnitude. Number 1, they build a sense of self-confidence, self-worth, self-direction, and discipline that's just powerful. They see themselves through their own lens, but they also have to learn to see themselves through the lenses of other people. In our classes, we do sales role plays, and we make them study business cases, and we make them take on the role of a salesperson in several different settings, including our final every semester for our sales classes is an actual sales role play competition where I bring professionals in from a variety of industries. They're given a case and a product to sell, and they have to sell that product or service to an industry professional who does sales for a living. So that's number 1. They develop tremendous, I think, self-worth. They get to see themselves in the mirror, and they get to see a really good version of themselves. The second thing is there's great skills development that transcends sales. I talk to our accounting students from time to time, and they say, why should I take classes in sales? If you go into public accounting, the goal is to reach a partnership level. And that's where they make the most money in their career. In order to do that, you have to be a rainmaker. You have to bring revenue in. So that's an important skill. If you're in finance, if you're in art, one of my best performing students is a performing artist, and she wants to be successful in that. So she's learning how to sell using specific sales techniques and skills to help move herself forward in her desired occupation, which is going to be art. And so it's skills development is number 2. And that tends to
the second half on this drive. First down 18 for the Thunderbirds. Sty continues on in this second half, 102 yards and 2 touchdowns at the break. Now up to 113 yards on the day. Whistler and Dye both on either side of Barron. Whistler now motions out of the backfield to the left side. Play action. Barron pump fakes. Looks for the end zone. Nunez wide open. Overthrown once again. Incomplete. Second time this drive. Barron's had Nunez in the end zone. Just can't connect. Incomplete. Second down and 10. For the Thunderbirds, as they fake the screen down low to Shane Carr. Nunez goes out on the slot fade. Wide open, but can't connect with Bronson Barron. Now 15 of 21 passing for Barron. Lines up in the gun. Ali Faliua on his left, Dye on his right. 2 receivers to the left as well, ball right hash. Handoff to Dye, going left, tries to get to the edge, breaks a tackle, now spurts forward to the 15-yard line, picks up maybe a yard. Third down and 9 for Southern Utah. Thunderbirds now over 350 yards of total offense on the afternoon. Anson Kraut back into the game for Southern Utah. Nico Alifalua comes out. Third down and 9. Dye on the right hip of Barron. Twin receivers on either side. Ball left hash. Barron now changes the play at the line of scrimmage, checking the Thunderbird sideline. Dye switches to the left hip of Barron in the gun. Takes the third down snap, looking to pass. Goes across the middle, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Shane Carr, who wants a flag, does not get it. That'll hold Southern Utah to a field goal attempt. Coming up, 4th and 9. A 32-yard field goal attempt coming for Southern Utah. Jaden Rogers out to kick. Ball on the left hash. Rogers hit a 39-yard field goal to open the game going the same direction. Looks to give Southern Utah the lead. Snap is down. The kick is away. Splits the uprights, and Southern Utah takes the 20-17 lead. 7:02 to play in the third quarter. We'll take a break. And you're listening to Southern Utah football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. Southern Utah defense after the break.
When it comes to smiles, Thunderbird fans know who to trust: Webster Orthodontics, the preferred orthodontist of SUU Athletics. They're the reason Thor the Thunderbird has that beautiful game day grin, and they can do the same for you. Whether it's braces or Invisalign, Webster Ortho provides personalized care and outstanding results, proudly supporting SUU Athletics and our community. Visit WebsterSmiles.com today to schedule your consultation. Webster Orthodontics. Show off that Thunderbird smile. Ernie's is more than just a gas stop. It's your one-stop spot for fuel, fresh food, and friendly service. With locations across Southern Utah, including one right here in Cedar City, Ernie's makes it easy to fill up and fuel up. Don't forget, Ernie's is home of the world-famous chicken strips, a local favorite that keeps fans coming back. Proudly supporting SUU Athletics and proudly serving our community. Stop by Ernie's in Cedar City today.
Welcome back to Roy Kidd Stadium on the campus of Eastern Kentucky, where Southern Utah has a 20-17 lead over the Colonels here with 7:02 to play third quarter. Dallin Richards bringing today's Southern Utah football. Looking to sharpen your skills and become a true sales professional, check out SU Professional Sales Program, helping students and future leaders build confidence and close deals. SU Professional Sales, where careers in sales begin. Thunderbirds defense forced the Colonels to a 3-and-out on their opening drive of the third quarter. Southern Utah returned on offense, went 13 plays, 61 yards, ended in a 32-yard field goal, took up just under 6.5 minutes of game time as the Thunderbirds takes the 3-point lead. Now halfway through the third quarter, Danny King set to kick off for Southern Utah, with TJ Mitchell standing at the goal line awaiting the kick for Eastern Kentucky. King gets the go-ahead and boots it through the back of the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10, Eastern Kentucky from the 25-yard line here as we get set for their second drive of the third quarter. The Southern Utah defense finally got a stop, forcing the first punt of the game after a 3-and-out on the last drive. Miles Burkett and this Eastern Kentucky offense look to bounce back with a score here, trailing by 3, 7:02 to play third quarter. Burkett lines up in the gun. Hensley the back on his right hip, trips to the right as well, ball left hash. Hensley motions to the left hip now of Burkett, looking to pass. Pump fakes, now rolls out left to avoid pressure. Throwing on the run, looking downfield, has his man caught. Did he keep a foot in bounds? The officials discuss, it looks like he did. Big 1st and 10 completion for a first down to Jaden West, the redshirt sophomore from right here in Richmond, Kentucky. 20 yards on the play. 1st and 10 now from the 45 as EKU hurries it up. Hensley on the right hip of Burkett. And now a late substitution gives Southern Utah the chance to answer. Delane Fitzgerald wants a flag for an illegal substitution, but nothing happens. Southern Utah will substitute late. And now EKU has to call timeout to avoid a delay of game penalty. Their first here of the second half. So Southern Utah does a good job there taking advantage of the late substitution from Eastern Kentucky. They're allowed to substitute to match personnel. And that winds the play clock all the way down to 1 second before Walt Wells calls that first timeout. 6:18 to play, third quarter. Southern Utah with the 2017 lead over Eastern Kentucky. Though the Colonels have the ball, 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Josh Dye for the Thunderbirds had a pair of first half touchdowns and had up to 115 yards, just under 6 yards a carry for the UTEP transfer. Bronson Barron, 15 of 22 for the Thunderbirds for 205 yards. But it's the defense for Southern Utah looking for a stop. Up by 3, 1st and 10 for the Colonels at the 45. Bunched with 2 tight ends and a receiver to the left. Hensley the back on the right hip of Burkett in the gun. Ball right hash. Now motioning to the left hip. Handoff up the middle. Met by a swarm of Thunderbirds at the 49 for a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. After Hensley picks up 4 on 1st down. Now 6 carries, 45 yards for Hensley. Latham, 6 carries, 53 yards for the Colonels' 2 backs. 2 receivers to the left for Burkett in the gun. Hensley on his left hip, tight end and receiver to the right. Ball in the middle of the K at midfield for the Colonels. Handoff to Hensley up the middle again. Met immediately by the defensive line of the Thunderbirds and stood up for no gain. It was Parker Andrus, the nose guard for the Thunderbirds, first there on the stop. 3rd down and 6 from the 49-yard line. Check that, they move it to midfield, a gain of a yard for 3rd and 5. Hensley stays in at running back on 3rd down for Eastern Kentucky. Trips bunched on the left side of the formation at the left hash. Call-wise now motions across to make it twin set on the left side. Burkett looking to pass, steps up in the pocket to avoid pressure, now rolling left, brought down from behind for the sack. A big-time play there by Mason Stromstad on the quarterback spy. Picks up the sack, and EKU forced to punt once again. 4th down and 7 from the 48-yard line. The 2nd time today and the 2nd time this half, Jacob Baker's called upon for the Colonels to punt. Gabe Nunez standing at about the 5-yard line awaits the kick. Rugby-style kick goes, Nunez lets it bounce at the 6 and down at the 5-yard line, and that's where Southern Utah takes over. 1st down and 10 from the 6. You're listening to Southern Utah football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. Southern Utah offense looks to add to that 3-point lead after the break.
Launch your career with SUU's professional sales program. Stand out in today's job market with hands-on experience and real-world results. Learn to sell yourself, your ideas, and your business. Master sales, management, and entrepreneurship. Connect with industry leaders through competitions, networking, and internships. Land high-paying careers after graduation. Whether starting your own business or climbing the corporate ladder, sales skills are your secret weapon. Partner with SUU. Hire the best. Be the best on campus at Southern Utah University.
Southern Utah University football fans, this one's for you. With 3 convenient Iron County locations and over 20,000 5-star reviews, Burt Brothers is your hometown team for auto care. From unbeatable tire deals to trusted service packages, we've got you covered start to finish. Because at Burt Brothers, there's only one promise: we do it better.
Burt Brothers does it better.
Welcome back to Roy Kidd Stadium on the campus of Eastern Kentucky. The Thunderbirds have the ball with the 3-point lead, 20-17, 4:18 to go, third quarter. Dallin Richards bringing today's Southern Utah football. When it comes to world-famous chicken strips, there's only one place, Ernie's. Proudly local and proudly supporting SU Athletics, Ernie's is the go-to spot for a great meal. Drop in today and taste why everyone loves Ernie's chicken strips. Thunderbirds offense looks to add to that 3-point lead. The Thunderbird defense has come to play in the second half, forcing 2 punts from Eastern Kentucky after neither team punted in the first half. Thunderbirds went down and got a field goal on their first drive of the third quarter that took just under 6.5 minutes of game time. A 13-play drive resulted in a 32-yard Jaden Rogers field goal for the Thunderbirds. Blaine Fitzgerald and this offensive staff would love 6 points here and get a 2-score lead over the Colonels here on the road. Barron in the gun. Dye on his right hip. Trip Sponge to the left. Hard count doesn't get the Colonels to jump off sides. Barron moves Dye to his left hip now, just inside the left hash. Handoff to Dye up the middle. Lowers his head, falling forward, but brought down after a gain of nothing. Back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. Dye stuffed there on first down. 2nd and 10 from the 6 for the Thunderbirds. Dye on the right hip of Barron. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers to the left. Handoff to Dye, going left, cuts up at the left hash, past the 10 to the 12-yard line, picks 6 up on 2nd down, makes it 3rd down and 4. Southern Utah looking to convert once again on 3rd down, up to 50% after a couple of big conversions on their opening drive of this third quarter. 5 of 10 on the night. Now 3:15 to play in the third quarter. Thunderbirds lead by 3, trying to keep the drive alive. 3rd and 4, ball at the 12. Barron lines up alone in the backfield in the gun. Trips to the right, ball on the left hash. Barron looking to throw, pump fakes, steps to his left, now goes across the middle. Shane Carr comes down with this one. A big catch over the middle for a Thunderbird first down to the 27-yard line. An injured Colonel is down after making the tackle. Once again, Bronson Barron patient in the pocket on 3rd down. Finds Shane Carr across the middle for the completion to keep this drive alive and move the sticks for Southern Utah. 17 for 24 rather for Bronson Barron, now over 200 yards. 220 for the Thunderbird quarterback. Shane Carr over 100 yards receiving on 6 catches. Long of 44. As the injured Colonel gets up, walking gingerly under his own power. Therefore, is the defensive back Derek Taylor. That's the 2nd defensive back that has left the game injured for the Colonels. We'll see if he's able to return, but it's Southern Utah ball, 1st and 10 from the 27, 2:47 to go third quarter. Thunderbirds with the 20-17 lead here on the road over Eastern Kentucky, looking to add to that 3-point lead. Josh Dye has been held to just 19 yards so far here in this third quarter after rushing for 102 in the first half. Dye on the left hip of Barron in the gun. Tight end and receiver and Shane Carr to the left, ball left hash. 2 receivers to the right, including Nunez in the slot. Dye motions to the right hip of Barron. Takes the handoff going to the left. Dye pushes the pile forward for a pickup of 2 to the 29, where it's 2nd down and 8 for the Thunderbirds. Southern Utah looking to just pound into the Colonel defense in this second half. Let Josh Dye get back into that same rhythm he had in the first half. Barron in the gun on 2nd and 8. 2 receivers to the right. Dye on the left hip of Barron. Ollie Faliua on the right hip as Barron rolls right looking to throw. Taking a shot over the middle. Has his man bobbled initially but caught by Gabe Nunez at the 49 approaching midfield. Nunez comes up with a big catch. His 4th of the day. And it's 1st and 10 Southern Utah at the 48. Southern Utah, great job there. Comes out in heavy personnel on 2nd and 9. Play action. Barron hits Nunez on the run, rolling to his right. 2 receivers to the left of Barron, 1st and 10. Dye on his right hip, Ollie Faliua on his left. Handoff to Dye up the middle, has a hole. Spurts forward close to 1st down, just short. 2nd down and 9 after a pickup of 9. A great block there from Nico Ollie Faliua. Comes out for a breath. 2nd and short for the Thunderbirds. And Delane Fitzgerald sends Ollie Faliua right back into the huddle, telling him to pick up this 2nd and short first before heading to the sideline. He's on the left hip of Barron in the gun. Dye on his right hip. 2 receivers to the left. Lone receiver is Kraut to the right. Handoff to Dye going left and is brought down in the backfield for a loss of 2 to the 45-yard line. Nowhere to go there for Southern Utah's leading rusher. 3rd down and 3 now for the Thunderbirds from the 45. Couple tight ends come in for Southern Utah, in George and Erickson. And that does it for the 3rd quarter. So 3rd and 3 for Southern Utah to start the 4th quarter. This is Thunderbird football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. Southern Utah 3rd and 3 with the ball, up 3 after this.
Clark & Linford Jewelers has been a staple on Main Street in downtown Cedar City since the 1970s. Cedar has grown a lot since then, but we are still your hometown jeweler. Our commitment to our customers remains the same, to help you find pieces you will love for years to come. Whether you're looking for an engagement ring, wedding band, or fashion piece, we'd love the opportunity to help you find your piece. Find us at 83 North Main Street in Cedar City and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Clark & Linford Jewelers, still your hometown jeweler, where SUU gets engaged.
Welcome back to Roy Kidd Stadium, where Southern Utah has a 3-point lead, 20-17 over Eastern Kentucky, as we get ready to start the 4th quarter. 3rd quarter feature and recap is brought to you by Cafe Sabor. Join us Mondays at 5 p.m. at Cafe Sabor in Cedar City for the SU Coaches Show. Enjoy a great meal while head coach Delane Fitzgerald and John Smith break down each game and share inside looks at Thunderbird football. Cafe Sabor, the place to be Monday nights for food, fun, and football. A lot to recap coming up on Monday for the Thunderbirds head man Delane Fitzgerald and John Smith. But first, a 4th quarter coming up here for the Thunderbirds. 3rd down and 3 coming out of the break from the 45-yard line, looking to add to their 3-point lead over the Colonels here on the road. Southern Utah got the lone 3 points of the 3rd quarter. More importantly, though, it was the defense of the Thunderbirds coming up with 2 stops on the 2 Colonel drives, forcing 2 punts from Eastern Kentucky after neither team punted in the first half. So far, it's been a quiet second half for Josh Dye at 28 yards rushing on 9 attempts since the halftime break. Bronson Barron getting it done, though, with his arm. 239 yards passing for Barron on 17 of 24 for 71% completion percentage for the Thunderbirds, and it's Barron's efficiency that Delane Fitzgerald loves, getting the ball to his playmakers on the outside. Shane Carr, 6 catches, 107 yards for the Thunderbirds. Big third down conversion earlier on this drive. Gabe Nunez, Delane Fitzgerald calls him Steady Eddie, has been steady as always, came up with a big catch this drive as well. 4 catches, 56 yards. As we get set for the fourth quarter, the sun's starting to set here in Richmond, Kentucky. 3rd and 3 for the Thunderbirds. Barron in the gun. Josh Dye on his left hip. 2 receivers and a tight end to the right. Ball in the middle of the field. Barron pulls it out of Dye's stomach, looking for a run. He loses a yard. No chance on that play whatsoever. Dye and Barron both hit in the backfield. Southern Utah forced to punt the ball back as they'll look to pin the Colonels deep. 4th and 4. Barron took a big hit there on 3rd down after pulling it out of Dye's stomach. Though even if he hands that off to Dye, Dye's stopped in the backfield as well. So Danny King called on for the first time tonight in punting duties, as he stands at the 40-yard line to punt the ball away. TJ Mitchell back to receive the kick. It's a high one, fair catch signal. Bounces at the 15, a good Southern Utah bounce inside the 5. Danny King pins the Colonels inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line. And that's where the Colonels take over. Craving sushi or ramen, Kabuto in Cedar City has you covered with fresh flavors and unbeatable student specials Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Head in today. Kabuto, your go-to for sushi, ramen, and more. After a great punt from Danny King, it's 1st and 10 from the 3-yard line for Eastern Kentucky. 54-yard punt for Danny King, or 43 yards rather. And it's 1st and 10 for the Colonels. Burkett in the gun. Latham on his right hip motions to the left. Tight end and receiver to the right. Handoff to Latham up the middle. He's met immediately by Southern Utah on defense. Josh Dye came diving in from behind to bring him down at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. The Southern Utah defense played much better here in the second half. Same story as a week ago, where the offense kept Southern Utah in the game in the first half and the defense took over in the second half. Looking for a repeat of that here tonight. Burkett in the gun, Latham on his right hip. 2 receivers and a tight end to the right as well. Handoff to Latham up the middle. And he's met immediately at the line of scrimmage with forward progress again. And that time it's Raymond Crump coming in from the back secondary for the tackle. 3rd down and 10 from the 4-yard line for Eastern Kentucky. 13-10 to play 4th quarter. Thunderbirds lead by 3, looking for a big stop here on 3rd down. Burkett calls the play at the line for Eastern Kentucky. Latham the back on his left hip. Ball left hash, 2 receivers to the right, 2 tight ends to the left. Lando Brown at the right side breaks free. Now Burkett hit as he's thrown down the right side. Out of bounds, incomplete. Southern Utah wants intentional grounding. I don't believe they'll get it though, as they say Burkett was out of the pocket. And the throwaway forces 4th and 10 from the 4. Now a difficult punt upcoming for Jacob Baker. Gabe Nunez standing at about midfield awaiting the punt for Southern Utah. We'll see if the Thunderbirds bring pressure with Baker at the back, his heels at the back line of the end zone. Baker gets the snap, no pressure from Southern Utah. Low line drive, a good one. Nunez catches it, backtracking to the 41. Cutting up left numbers. Crossing midfield before he's ripped down. 1st and 10 Southern Utah though, plus side of the 50. It'll be Thunderbird football after this break. You're listening to SUU Thunderbird football on Thunder 91. Brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. Thunderbird offense back on the field, up by 3 after this.
Bullock strives to be the very best in serving you in Cedar City, offering fashion, decor, and kids items, as well as a fun old-fashioned soda fountain and pharmacy. We are a place where you can come enjoy unique shopping, a fun atmosphere, and quality service from all of our 4 stores on Main Street. Bring the family, grab a treat, and find that perfect gift. Enjoy your shopping experience with us. Bullock's, 91 North Main in historic downtown Cedar City.
Kabuto's, St. George's #1 sushi and ramen bar. Student specials available Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Make sure and give them a follow on social media at Kabuto Utah for weekly giveaways and local events.
Welcome back to Roy Kidd Stadium on the campus of Eastern Kentucky, where Southern Utah has the ball up by 3, 20-17, 12:34 to play, 4th quarter. Dallin Richards bringing you tonight's Southern Utah football here from Eastern Kentucky. Firehouse Subs is proud to support our local first responders and proud to be a sponsor of SU Athletics. Stop by today for a hook and ladder sub, piled high and served hot. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives. Thunderbird offense held to a punt on their last possession, though a good punt from Danny King pins the Colonels inside the 5-yard line where they go 3 and out. Now Southern Utah gets the ball back, up by 3 on the plus side of the 50. 20-17, 12:34 to play in regulation. As the Thunderbird offense love nothing more than to get a touchdown on this drive, go up by 2 possessions in the 4th quarter. On the road, always difficult to win on the road. Barron in the gun on 1st and 10. 2 receivers to his left, 2 tight ends to his right. Dye on his left hip, ball right hash. Dye takes the handoff going right, cuts upfield, has a lane, 40, 35, 30, will he be caught? 20, 15, chased down from behind, a horse collar flag is in. Josh Dye finally breaks one in the second half, and it's 1st and goal Thunderbirds as they break free on the first play of the drive. Josh Dye had been bottled up the majority of this second half, finally breaks one for 40-plus yards. The penalty was Jaheim Ward, the safety for the Colonels, chasing Dye down from behind, brought him down by the horse collar. So 1st and goal from the 4 for the Thunderbirds after it's moved half the distance to the goal. Dye on the right hip of Barron. Bunch trips to the right as well. Pitch to Dye down the right side. Has a lane, lowers the shoulder just short of the goal line inside the 1. It's 2nd down and goal. What would imagine to be 3 more chances for Josh Dye to reach the end zone for the 3rd time today. Southern Utah goes hurry up. Barron in the gun. Dye on his left hip. Hands off, up the middle. Dye dives forward. Touchdown, Southern Utah. 26-17 is the Thunderbird lead with an extra point upcoming. And Josh Dye finds the end zone for the 3rd time today as he continues to get closer to the SUU touchdown record set by Targy Lamson a year ago. Jaden Rogers on for the extra point. Awaiting the snap. kick is up and through the uprights. 27-17. Southern Utah on top of Eastern Kentucky. The Thunderbird defense will look for another stop when we get back. This is Thunderbird football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. Southern Utah defense on the field, up by 10 after this.
Chrysalis is looking for people who want to make a difference by joining their team of direct support professionals. Team members provide supported living services and become mentors, coaches, and friends, make lasting memories, participate in fun activities, and help individuals reach their goals and become more independent. Chrysalis offers competitive pay and flexible schedules. More information and the online application are available at chrysalis.care. That's chrysalis.care.
Hermes Drive-In has served Cedar City and our visitors for more than 45 years. With a diverse menu and affordable prices, Hermes hopes you'll come back again and again for their burgers, Navajo tacos, fries, house-made fry sauce, and more. Located just north of the city park on Main Street, Hermes also offers shakes, soft drinks, and a weekly special. All roads lead to Hermes Drive-In, a proud sponsor of our local youth activities and athletes.
Welcome back to Eastern Kentucky, where the Thunderbirds lead 27-17 over the Colonels. 11:48 to play in the fourth quarter. Dallin Richards bringing you tonight's Thunderbird football here as they look to get win number 4 in a row in UAC play. Thunderbird fans, don't miss your chance to be a part of action this season. Get your single game and season tickets for men's basketball, women's basketball, and gymnastics. Enjoy the thrill of live competition and cheer on your Thunderbirds inside the America First Event Center. Visit www.tbirdtickets.com to secure your seats today and support Southern Utah athletics all season long. Thunderbird men's basketball has their home opener later on tonight against UTRGV. First, we have 11 minutes and 48 seconds left in regulation from Richmond, Kentucky. Danny King set to kick following Josh Dye's third touchdown of the day. Or he continues to inch closer and closer to the rushing touchdown record, now up to 22, tied for third with Matt Cannon from 2000. One away from tying Targeting Lampson's 24 from a year ago, as Danny King sends this one through the end zone for a touchback. 3-play, 49-yard drive, took 46 seconds, ends with the 1-yard touchdown run from Josh Dye, who's now up to 175 yards on the night. Southern Utah takes advantage of the good field position as Josh Dye goes 3 carries, 49 yards on that drive. Burkett back in the gun for the Colonels as they trail by 10. Hensley the back on his right hip. 2 receivers to the right, and a flag comes in. False start against the Colonels. Backs them up to the 20. The 4th penalty against Eastern Kentucky here tonight. Just 19 yards of penalty yards. Colonels have been the better team on the penalty side. Southern Utah 7 penalties for 60 yards to hurt the Thunderbirds. 1st and 15 for Eastern Kentucky at the 20. Burkett in the gun. Hensley on his right hip. 2 receivers either side. Burkett keeps it on the quarterback keeper down the right side, has a lane, across the 30, 35, 40 before he goes out of bounds. A flag comes in late that should go against the Colonels to take the big play back, as Delane Fitzgerald is adamantly giving the holding signal to the officials. As Burkett broke one big there for a potential first down, depending on the penalty. And it is holding against Eastern Kentucky out wide. There they get wide receiver on the penalty, Jaden West. That makes it first down and 15 since it's from the spot of the foul. So replay of 1st and 15 from the 20. Burkett calls the play at the line, trips to the right, ball right hash. Hensley the back on his left hip. Lone receiver down near the numbers on the left side of the field. Burkett calling for the snap, goes hit as he's thrown, incomplete to Hensley out of the backfield. As Southern Utah gets to Burkett, who is slow to get up, who is Harper once again. He's had an outstanding night for Southern Utah on the edge. Of the Colonels have made a big focus this week on stopping Lando Brown, one of the top sack getters in the country. 11.5 sacks on the season coming into tonight. Been constantly doubled and triple teamed against this Colonels team. 2nd and 15. Burkett in the gun. Hensley on his right hip. Trips to the left. Burkett keeps again, and Lando Brown is there for the stop. Doesn't get a sack, but it's a tackle for loss to the 19-yard line. 3rd and 16. The Southern Utah defense has really stepped up in the second half, looking for another 3 and out. 3rd and 16 from the 19 for the Colonels. They trail 27-17 to Southern Utah. 10:55 and counting to play fourth quarter. Hensley on the right hip of Burkett in the gun. Tight end, 2 receivers to the left. Lone receiver to the right, ball right hash. Burkett calls for the snap, looking to pass on 3rd and long. Steps up in the pocket, now rolls to his left. Throws on the run, hit as he's thrown, finds a crosser. Diving for a first down. Just short, it's 4th down and 2. Off the completion and run after the catch. Jaden West just short of the line to gain on a diving effort. Burkett once again is hit with pressure, and the Southern Utah defensive line not getting sacks, but starting to get hits on the quarterback of Eastern Kentucky. 4th and 2 after a long decision. Walt Wells and the Colonels elect to punt. Jacob Baker on to kick once again for Eastern Kentucky. Gabe Nunez will go back to the 20-yard line to await the kick. Ball on the left hash. The kick is away, low spiraling line drive. Fair caught for by Nunez at the 20. And that's where Southern Utah will take over. 9:53 to play in the ball game. Southern Utah leads 27-17. And have the ball at the 20-yard line. As we do end up taking a media timeout. So we'll step aside. This is Southern Utah football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner, from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. Southern Utah offense up by 10 after this.
This is Adam from Levitt Group Insurance. Thank you, SUU, for allowing us to be a part of this great community. We are honored to be your exclusive insurance sponsors and wish all our athletes the best this year. Levitt Group Insurance, proudly representing Auto Owners Insurance, will provide you with great rates for all your insurance needs. For more information or to get a quote, please visit us at levitt.com/SUU. From all of us at Levitt Group Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance, thanks for the opportunity to serve you.
Since 1956, Les Olson IT has been behind the scenes, powering the people and businesses that make Utah thrive. 10 years ago, we expanded into IT and became Utah's trusted managed service provider, rooted in reliability, powered by innovation. Les Olson IT, celebrating 10 years of keeping Utah connected. Les Olson IT, providing solutions that empower your business.
Les Olson IT.
Welcome back to Roy Kidd Stadium on the campus of Eastern Kentucky. Southern Utah with the ball up 27-17, 9:53 to go in the ball game. Dallin Richards bringing you today's Southern Utah football. Thunderbirds have the ball back on offense. The defense have forced nothing but punts from Eastern Kentucky here in the second half after the game was tied at 17 apiece. Josh Dye got going there on that last drive for the Thunderbirds, 49 yards and a touchdown, his 3rd of the night. Now 1 away from Targi Lamson and the SUU rushing touchdowns in a season record. Dye Dye with 22 leads all of Division I football, FCS and FBS, in rushing touchdowns. Came in tonight second in rushing yards on the season. Now over 1,500 yards for Dye. And it's Will Burns in the backfield now, the first time we see him tonight at quarterback for Southern Utah. Dye on his right hip. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers to the left. Ball left hash. Burns takes the snap. Hands to Dye going left. Tries to bounce outside. Met immediately. Tries to fight back. Does get to the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost a yard. Second down and 11 from the 19. After that, Bronson Barron back into the game for Will Burns, as Eastern Kentucky wasn't fooled by the other quarterback coming in for the Thunderbirds. Will Burns, the backup quarterback, but a do-it-all player this year for SUU. It's a rushing touchdown, receiving touchdown, passing touchdown on the year. Barron back in the gun, Dye on his right. 2 receivers to the right as well. They hand off to Dye going left. Cut up field at the hash. Brought down after a gain of 3 to the 22-yard line. 3rd down and 8 here for the Thunderbirds. Up by 10, 8:55 to go, 4th quarter. Southern Utah using a lot of play clock here now, up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter. Would love to pick up a 3rd down here. 3rd and 8. Southern Utah 6 for 12 on the night on 3rd down. This one going to be on the arm of Bronson Barron in the gun. Dye on his left hip. Twin set receivers on either side. Ball left hash. Nunez motions far out to the right as Barron looks to throw. Going on the out route, caught by Shane Carr for a first down. Stops on a dime. Gets past the man up to the 40-yard line. A pickup of 18 on 3rd and 8. Shane Carr having a great night for Southern Utah. Bronson Barron finding him early and often today. Another Thunderbird first down. To the 39 is where they say Carr stepped out. So gain of 17, 124 yards for Shane Carr receiving tonight. He lines up as the lone receiver to the right of Barron in the gun. Dye on his left hip, 2 receivers to the left. Hand off to Dye. No, it's Burns in at quarterback. He keeps it going to the outside on the left. He has a lane brought down from behind, just short of midfield, but a good pickup there from Will Burns, and using his legs on first down. As they mark him out at the 47-yard line. 2nd down and 2 for Southern Utah, as the ball stays on the left hash. Burns also stays in at quarterback. Bronson Barron on the sideline right now for the Thunderbirds, up by 10. 2 receivers to the right. Josh Dye on the left hip of Burns. As this one's a fumble, Burns dives back on it. It was a miss. Burns tried to pull it late. Dye thought he was keeping it. And after the loss, it's 3rd down, but thankfully Southern Utah and Will Burns dive back on it to give Bronson Barron a chance to convert on 3rd and 7 from the 42-yard line. Whistler checks into the game for Josh Dye as well on 3rd and 8, or 3rd and 7. 6:40 to go, 3rd quarter. Southern Utah with the ball up 27-17 on the road to Eastern Kentucky. Trips to the right of the field for Barron. Ball on the left hash. Whistler on his left hip. Now motions out of the backfield to the right. Barron slides down wisely instead of taking a big hit for the sack. Southern Utah will be forced to punt. Barron, though, wisely doesn't allow a big hit and a potential fumble to derail that. Gives Southern Utah the chance to punt. And another good punt from Danny King could pin the Colonels back deep. Up by 10. Southern Utah to punt the ball away. 6 minutes to go in regulation. TJ Mitchell back to receive, standing at the 24-yard line for Eastern Kentucky. Danny King takes the snap, rugby-style punt. The low line drive, caught by Mitchell. No fair catch, and a great hit by Rand Sawyer, running down the sideline as a gunner. A great job by Mitchell to hold on to that one. It'll be 1st and 10 for Eastern Kentucky from the 26-yard line. After the punt from Danny King, the Thunderbird defense back out on the field, up by 10. Great play from the true freshman from St. George, Rand Sawyer, as the gunner, realizing there was no fair catch signal from Mitchell, and lays the big hit. 1st and 10, though, for Miles Burkett in the gun for EKU. Latham the back on his right hip, 2 receivers on either side. And now the play is under review for targeting on Rand Sawyer. And Delane Fitzgerald is not happy about this one going to review. As we'll look at the replay on the booth, he hits him high, but he doesn't hit him in the head or neck area directly. Looked like just a normal punt tackle from Rand Sawyer, but a big call coming from the officials is if they do elect to give Rand Sawyer a targeting penalty, he would be out of the first half next week in the home finale against Central Arkansas. Big special teams player in his freshman year at Southern Utah. Rand Sawyer obviously had big returns against NAU earlier in the year, the 95-yard kick return touchdown especially, and made great plays on punt and kickoff coverage as well. Under review for targeting, 5:37 to go, 4th quarter. Thunderbirds, though, with the 27-17 lead. Dallin Richards bringing tonight's Thunderbird football on Thunder 91. Thunderbirds looking to come out of Kentucky with a win, which would be win number 4 in a row for the Thunderbirds to get back to 500 at 5-5 and improve to 4-2 on in-conference play. Tarleton State had a bye this week, though other big games going around the UAC as well. As Abilene Christian is up 24-10 over Utah Tech in the 4th quarter. Austin Peay has a 13-point lead at halftime over Central Arkansas. North Alabama with a 7-point lead over West Georgia at halftime as well. The Thunderbirds don't control their own destiny to get the automatic playoff bid from the UAC champion, but need to win out to give themselves a fighter's chance if the chips fall in the right spot for the Thunderbirds. Lengthy review here for the officials as they are looking for a potential targeting against Rand Sawyer on a great punt tackle. He hit TJ Mitchell as soon as he caught the ball on the punt after Mitchell elected to go with no fair catch. As it stands, it's 1st and 10 for EKU at the 26-yard line. As we await the call from referee John Kellermeyer. So they do call targeting against Rand Sawyer. He's out for the rest of this game and the first half next week against Central Arkansas. And I don't know what else Rand Sawyer could have done there to avoid a targeting besides not making a tackle. But that 15-yard penalty moves Eastern Kentucky out to the 41-yard line. 1st and 10, Burkett in the gun. 2 receivers on either side. Latham the back on his right hip. Thunderbird defense looking for another stop here in the second half. Looking to pass is Burkett. Rolling right, pump fakes and slides down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. As this Southern Utah pass rush is starting to get home here in the 4th quarter. In must-pass situations, pass rushers for Southern Utah starting to win their one-on-one battles. Burkett in the gun. Two receivers on either side. Latham is back on his right hip. Ball at the 41-yard line. 2nd and 10. Play action nearly intercepted, but complete across the middle. And for a first down to the 45-yard line. A big catch there for Eastern Kentucky. As that was Colby Lamberth on the reception. Backup quarterback for the Colonels. Gives them 1st and 10 from the 45. Burkett looking to pass. Steps up in the pocket, evades the pressure, but sacked. Brought down eventually by Southern Utah. And it was who else but Henry Harper once again. Living in the backfield tonight. Picks up the sack. It's 2nd down and 16 from the 49. Burkett in the gun, Latham to his left. Two receivers also to the left, tight end receiver to the right. Ball right hash, 4 minutes to play. Southern Utah leads by 10 as Burkett looks to throw on 2nd and long. Stepping up, rolling left, pump fakes, now tucks and runs. Trying to get to the sideline, steps out of bounds at the 43-yard line. A pickup of 6 or 7 makes it 3rd down and 9. 3rd and 9 for EKU. Burkett did get out of bounds to stop the clock momentarily, but it's now rolling once again. Under 3:40 to play, 4th quarter. Southern Utah on defense up by 10. Burkett calls the play at the line. Two receivers and a tight end to the right. Latham the back on his left hip. Looking to pass, Burkett on 3rd down. Steps up, now rolling to his left, back to his right, trying to find a man open downfield, goes late across the middle, it skips on the ground, incomplete. 4th down and 8 for EKU in must-go-for-it territory. 3:14 to play in the ball game. Southern Utah up by 10. Colonels only with 2 timeouts in the 2-minute timeout here in this one. Must get it situation for the Colonels offense. 4th and 8 from the 43-yard line. Lando Brown lined up over the left tackle. Samuel Eskridge for EKU on the bottom of the field as we see it. Eskridge in the gun. 2 receivers and a tight end to the right. Latham also to the right. Looking to pass on 4th down. Steps up in the pocket. Runs late and incomplete. Underthrown once again. Southern Utah gets the 4th down. Stops the offense back on the field as Jacob Dixon wasn't able to come back to the ball. Southern Utah takes over 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Up by 10. 3:07 to go in the ball game. Thunderbird offense coming back out on the field. Would love nothing more than to ice this one out with a couple 1st downs. Josh Dye, 177 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground to lead Southern Utah. Barron over 250 yards passing on the night as well, completing 72% of his passes. In the gun, Dye on his right hip, everyone bunched up in the tackles. Handoff to Dye going left, lowers his shoulder crossing midfield to the 49-yard line where EKU takes their 2nd timeout with 3:01 to play. Josh Dye, big pickup of 8 there on 1st down. As EKU just tries to get the ball back, trailing by 10 to Southern Utah. 3:01 to play, 4th quarter. 27-17 lead for the Thunderbirds as they look to ice this one out. 1 timeout left for Eastern Kentucky. Haven't been able to get anything going on offense in the 2nd half. Southern Utah defense struggled throughout the 1st half, but really picked it up here in the 2nd half, allowing the Thunderbirds to get out to a 10-point lead. Now the chance to ice it away with Bronson Barron and Josh Dye. Everybody within the hashes for the Thunderbirds. Barron in the gun, Dye on his right hip. Ball right in the middle of the K at midfield. Handoff to Dye going left. Breaks free, breaks the tackle, has space and slides down at the 39-yard line. A flag comes in late. We await the penalty, what appears to be against Southern Utah.
Holding, offense, number 14, 8-yard penalty, second down.
And it is holding against Southern Utah, as they get Fairchild with the holding penalty. So it negates the first down. The 10 yards moves Southern Utah back to midfield. So 2nd down and 3. Ball on the left hash for Southern Utah. 473 total yards of offense for the Thunderbirds here tonight as they lead by 10, 2:55 to go, 4th quarter. Penalty not only negates a first down, but it stops the clock at 2:55. Everybody lined up tight once again for Southern Utah. Dye on the right hip of Barron in the gun. Barron keeps it and just dives forward for a yard as Walt Wells takes his final timeout with 2:50 to go in the 4th quarter. So Barron wisely pulls it out of the stomach of Josh Dye as he would have been met in the backfield and just dives forward, avoids any big hits and potential fumbles to give Southern Utah 3rd down and 2 from the 49-yard line. Southern Utah looking to get back to 500 after falling to 1-5. 5 straight losses in the middle of the season for Southern Utah. Had the bye week after a tough road loss to Tarleton and came back with wins against Abilene and Austin Peay at home. Sandwiched in between those was a road win down south against Utah Tech. 3rd down and 2 for Southern Utah at the 49. Get a first down at the 47. Here, and we'll see which quarterback comes out on 3rd and short if they keep Barron out on the field or if they go with the speed of Will Burns. It is Barron, along with Josh Dye in the backfield. Everybody lined up within the hashes, besides Fairchild lined up down right numbers in midfield. Barron pitches to Dye down the left side, has the first down and more across the 40, inside to the 39-yard line. A pickup of 10 on 3rd and 2, and Southern Utah inching closer to icing this one away. One more play needed before the 2-minute timeout. Another first down would seal the game for the Thunderbirds here on the road. 193 yards rushing on the day for Josh Dye, along with 3 rushing touchdowns. He's in the backfield with Barron on his left hip. Everyone bunched up towards the middle of the field for the Thunderbirds. Handoff to Dye going right, cuts upfield again inside the 30, breaks free, 20, 15, brought down from behind, but Josh Dye ices this one away with another big gash to get over 200 yards. Take us to the 2-minute timeout. Southern Utah up 27-17, 1:57 to go. This is Thunderbird football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance broadcast booth, presented by Intermountain Health. Southern Utah ices the game away after this.
When you're ready to sell your home, doesn't it make sense to hire a seasoned professional? I'm Jennifer Davis from ERA Realty Center. With my 25 years of experience, I can see around the corner for problems or opportunities that a less experienced agent may miss. And my extensive list of buyers will mean a shorter time on the market and more dollars for you at closing. For a free consultation, call me at 586-9775 or go to buyincedar.com. I'm Jennifer Davis. Put my experience to work for you.
Just like your favorite team brings the action, Pioneer Floor Coverings brings it home. With winning floors for every style and budget, we've got the game changers. Carpet for comfort, LVP for durability, hardwood for that all-star look. Locally owned and trusted across Southern Utah, Pioneer Floor Coverings delivers championship service at unbeatable prices. Swing by our showrooms in Cedar City or St. George, or score big now at pioneerfloor.com. Pioneer Floor Coverings, bring home the win!
Welcome back to Roy Kidd Stadium, where Southern Utah has the chance to run the clock out. 1:57 to go in the ball game. The Thunderbirds lead 27-17 over Eastern Kentucky. Dallin Richards bringing today's Southern Utah football here on Thunder 91. Is Thunderbirds offense in the second half not as dynamic as it was in the first half, just 10 points, but the defense for the Thunderbirds shut down the Eastern Kentucky offense in the second half. Colonel's not able to do anything but punt the ball back to Southern Utah here in the second half. Credit to the Thunderbirds defense and those halftime adjustments as Eastern Kentucky has no timeouts left. Southern Utah run the rest of this clock out and leave Richmond, Kentucky with the win. Game that was tied at 17 at halftime, with Eastern Kentucky getting the ball. To start the third quarter, Colonels go 3 and out, and Southern Utah takes the field goal on their opening drive and never looks back. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line for the Thunderbirds as they line up in the best formation in sports. It's victory formation with Barron under center. He takes the first snap and kneels it down at the 14 as the clock will wind all the way down before the next snap. No better formation if you're head coach on the road. Cross-country road trip for the Thunderbirds. Leave with a 10-point win and kneeling the clock out. 500 total yards of offense for the Thunderbirds tonight. Josh Dye over 200 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns once again for the Thunderbird tailback. Thunderbirds break the huddle with 7 on the play clock. Barron under center again. Takes the snap and kneels it down. 1 more snap is needed for Southern Utah, and this game is over. Thunderbirds come away with their 4th straight win, improved to 5-5 on the season, 4-2 in conference play, trailing just Abilene and Tarleton for the UAC title race. One more snap needed as the Thunderbirds break the huddle one final time. Barron takes the snap and kneels it away, and Southern Utah comes away with a win in Richmond, Kentucky. 27-17 is your final from Roy Kidd Stadium. Stick around though, we'll have the halftime show after this. You're listening to Thunderbird Football on Thunder 91, brought to you by Van Wagner from the Levitt Group and Auto Owners Insurance Broadcast Booth, presented by Intermountain Health. Southern Utah post-game wrap-up after this.
At Cache Valley Bank, we value our heritage and the history we've built within our communities. With over 45 years of experience behind us, we are confident in our ability to equip our customers with the necessary tools and expertise to navigate their financial journey. Whether you are ready to expand your existing business, embark on a new business venture, or are seeking better personal banking, let us help you reach new heights. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await.
Welcome back, everyone, to Roy Kidd Stadium, where Southern Utah comes away with a 27-17 win over Eastern Kentucky. As that is your final score, brought to you by Rally Stop. Whether you need to fuel up your tank, grab a snack, or stock up on drinks for the road, Rally Stop convenience stores have you covered all across Southern Utah. Rally Stop, your final stop before the road ahead as Southern Utah heads home for their home finale next week But now it's time for the Bullock Drug Player of the Game. Joshua Dye is the Player of the Game, sponsored by Bullock Drug. More than just a pharmacy, Bullock's Drug is your downtown stop for handcrafted sodas, old-fashioned candy, and all your prescription needs. Bullock Drug, a Cedar City tradition and proud partner of SU Athletics. Josh Dye, 33 carries, 221 yards, and 3 touchdowns to lead the Thunderbirds to their 4th straight win here, this one on the road, as we get ready for our Pioneer Floor Coverings Play of the Game. Thunderbird fans, let's look back at the play of the game, brought to you by Pioneer Floor Coverings and Design Center. Just like SU, Pioneer is built on quality and performance. Visit their Sage Drive location in Cedar City for incredible flooring, unique design options, and unbeatable service. Pioneer Floor Coverings, proud to cover every step of your home. As Josh Dye picks up his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night to seal it for Southern Utah and go up by 10. That'll do it here for us from the broadcast booth. This broadcast has been authorized under the rights granted by Southern Utah University to Van Wagner. The accounts and descriptions of this broadcast may not be retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of Van Wagner and Southern Utah Athletics. Executive producer of SU Football is Funaki Assisi. Special thanks to the SU Athletic Office, Regan Hunsaker, and Funaki Assisi being the stream operator tonight as well. Studio operations by Van Wagner and the SU Communications Department. I'm Dallin Richards. Tune in for Southern Utah's next football game, Saturday night, the home finale against Central Arkansas, and Southern Utah men's basketball later on tonight as well. Pregame for that starts at 6 o'clock. We'll get you back here after that.